not prepared at all. Hello, everybody.
Hi, you guys. Aspire's panicking like usual.
Well, so am I.
Fox is also panicking, but that is more unusual than Aspire always panicking over things that should not be panicked over. It's fine.
Things should definitely be panicked over.
No, it's fine. So last time, the party continued their travels from enter village name here. I don't remember if I gave it a name. It's fine.
It probably was, but...
Yeah, it's lost in time and other sessions at this point. They had a little trouble getting to where they're trying to go through the forest because apparently the forest was playing with them slightly. And then it spit them out near Singorn.
None of that was appreciated.
And then there was confusion and irritation.
I got to talk to a fairy.
You did. You talked to a pixie. The pixie told you, oh.
The pixies are so nice compared to you don't want to fuck with them, to be fair. But,
yeah, I was going to say, we don't want to mess with them, though.
And that's why he was like, sorry for bugging you, because I feel like he would know that much. Like, don't fuck with pixies.
Polymorph into T-Rex and then fly.
No. I'm more worried about them polymorphing us into, like, chickens or some shit.
That's me fly. Flying chicken. Anyways, you guys made it to the outskirts of Imperius finally, after some shenanigans of forest intent and around Singorn. Oh, right, there was a door that they ignored. And Letari saw a tiny herself. Fine.
Fine.
Got to the edge of Imperius. And after sleeping overnight, you awoke and saw something blowing in the breeze, hanging over the edge of the wall. To which you saw your friend, Tycho's Skull Sorrow, whatever the fuck his name was. As I'm hovering over the name, reading it, and I still said it wrong. Hello, Blanco Squish. But yeah.
Yeah.
We picked up with you guys. We then continued with you guys getting help from Tycho's bear friend, transporting you into the city. Well, outside of the guards' barracks, you're able to sneak around the big castle thing, sneak inside, through the kitchen staff entrance, back door, essentially, and snuck your way into the main foyer area where big large staircase, and then arrows and bullets flew at you. But these were strange copies, due to the fact they turned, well, one of them turned to ink. And the other kind of fell down a hole. And now I can't find the copy of Percy. Did he get launched into this area over here? No, he didn't. Where the hell did that token go? I just used it last session. Where's the Furk?
Might have deleted it or something. Or moved it behind your wall.
That's what I'm looking. I might have. It's probably somewhere. I found it.
It's dead. Do we need to see it?
Fine, I'm just gonna... It's fine. I found it. And the Vex copy dropped down a hole. Stalverk went to rejoin his friends, and wall. Then heard giggling behind himself and saw a younger version of himself.
Stalverk is uncomfortable, and that's really fucking hard to do.
Yeah. It's fine. And this is where we pick up. I believe the Spider-Mentor was going to punch through the wall.
It was going to attempt, yes.
Going to attempt. Okay.
That's
Go ahead and make me an attack
not a
roll
good position
with
for
the
Stalverk
Spider-Mentor.
to be in anymore.
Second.
Fine.
Oh no.
Because Earth Elementals have some bullshit stats. It's fine. Earth
See.
Elementals is
Slam
terrifying.
attacks. First one's a 26 to hit.
Yeah, it hits the wall. The wall has like an AC of like 5.
I'd be.
A wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say technically anything can hit a wall. Just depends how much damage you do to it.
Mm-hmm. Only reason I say like roll attack is like how solid of a hit.
Mm.
Yeah. It's 9, but it's a structure. It's double to 18 for damage.
Okay. You, as soon as slams into it, its rocky form hits it, and you hear a like a ripping sound as it kind of and just kind of falls through slightly the wall that is canvas.
So, how thick is this wall?
Oh, it just goes into open nothingness.
Oh, good.
Well, by open nothingness, I mean it doesn't fall into like a hole of like abyss type thing. It doesn't fall into a shadowy abyss.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very...
So he's not technically on the other side of the wall. Is what
No,
you're
he's
saying.
not.
That's good. That's fine. Where
You
am
know the-
I?
Hold on. Do you know the color like Vanta black, like that pure black?
Yeah.
That's sort of what this hallway is covered in. So you cannot tell how deep the hallway goes when you look in past your Spider-Mental. And your Spider-Mental might be slightly confused by the fact that it is standing on nothing that it can see.
Null's gonna test something by like running the blade along the wall to see if it just keeps doing that same, or it stops doing that basically.
What is cutting away as far as like
As like it stops being canvas. Because he's not gonna like do a lot of orders. Because if it's just canvas, he's gonna go and eventually he feels like he's gonna hit resistance.
Fair. You cut for maybe 5 more feet to the right, and it hits what you can only assume is like a solid piece of wood. If you do it again from the center, like another 5 feet to the left, it's going to do the same thing. So essentially, what the door frame was.
Shut up, phone. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
You're
just
right.
him and his Irvin would start trying to enter in. He'd be using the sword against the wall to kind of give himself some sort of knowledge of where he is.
Okay. You can go ahead and start doing that. Anybody else going to buy a spire?
Yeah, I was about to type that some of my stuff is acting wonky, and I think I was about to get disconnected.
You got yeeted.
Yeah.
I assume they're
I'm
not
just going
technically
to-
here. I was gonna say.
No. I'm just going to move them over here. It's fine. You've been yeeted.
I'm in a fucking canvas room, and I don't like it.
Can I tell
That's fine.
Letari tell that what is being cut at is canvas
Yes.
where she's standing?
From where you're standing, you hear the ripping sound, and you see like the folds of canvas go in as they push into it.
I think we're out
Yay.
of combat, so you could technically
You are.
go over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Just
And I spent all that time.
Wants to get close.
Also, I spent all that time making this little ink pile, and you just see it just kind of. It's gone.
Yay. Love that.
Do people follow?
Yeah. Gonna go over there.
Is there reason not to?
Don't think so.
He's just gonna continue walking down the hall, basically.
Okay.
Trying to gain, using the sword to kind of along the right side of the wall.
Huffle would probably be going with Null.
That's fair. So, right. You know what? I'm going to do something funny because this is going to be funny.
Oh no.
Is it gonna be funny?
Fine. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to go here. Here.
Oh no. What are you doing?
It's fine.
What are you doing? Why? What are you doing?
It's fine. You'll be able to see things that the others won't yet.
Oh god. Is he just seeing this happen?
What?
Or is this not actually in character?
No, it's not.
Okay.
No. That's just so character sees it. Character and player see it.
Mhm.
That's it.
I'm concerned and I am focused on this box now.
The box means nothing. The token inside the box means things.
Concerned.
So you continue down the hall for a little bit farther, and eventually it does meet what feels like a corner. And you'd be able to figure out you can turn left, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then that just sort of hits what it feels to be a door frame. And you could use your hand to guide and find like a doorknob. But before you open it, let's cut back over here to the person staring at smaller themselves, laughing at them.
Okay.
He just kind of stopped giggling, just kind of looking at you, head tilted. What's wrong?
Well, I don't know. I mean, He just motions to the like around him. What do you think is wrong? Also,
No.
you. Why?
Why me? What?
I don't appreciate you looking like me.
Oh, just this. Oh. Well, my sibling said it would make people feel more comfortable, huh? I guess not. You see the person kind of look down. What about... It's better?
I'm afraid, Fox.
At least you don't look like me. Who the fuck are you?
Well, I'm a caretaker of some children, and I am trying to alter what's already been altered. And, well, your friend, the pink one, has already been visited by my sister.
Letari.
And shown things of the past that that she didn't remember, and before we get ahead of ourselves, and you see her kind of pull out a paintbrush and just kind of waves it in the air, and on the ground there in front of you, you see the outline of a very familiar town. But it's not the way you remembered seeing it when you were there but a few years ago. This is much earlier.
Uh-huh.
Say 8 years ago. 7, 8 years ago. And
Well, like
you can tell it's
9. No, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
7 years ago.
you tell it's Ostros. You were there before you initially went back there with your friends.
I don't remember ever visiting it before.
You see her kind of glance towards one of the walls. I don't know how much I'll be able to show you. Your friends are kind of almost here. And I know the fancy one doesn't care for you being separated.
No,
might have to make this
he
quick.
typically doesn't.
Well, just let him know. I mean, no harm. I'm just trying to fix things that have been broken and should not have been broken. And you see the scene shift, and now it's a moving paint image of, looks like from eyes. You know, it's a first-person view. And you see a figure come running out of an alley and run into this person. Eyes turn to the figure, and you can tell it's a much younger version of Letari.
Huh. So why don't I remember that? Oh my god, microphone! Sorry.
Feel the same.
I heard it cut, and I was like, oh no.
So why don't I remember this?
There's things at work that don't want any of you to remember things that happened before, because you guys were getting too close too soon, and it would have ruined their plan. And their plan is currently in action, and, well, they may have had their minion kind of wipe it.
Dare
So
I
none of
ask,
you ever remember meeting each other.
Wait, we all met at once?
Yeah.
Dare I ask who this minion is?
Well, see, unfortunately, it's not something I can necessarily just say. You have to see glimpses of it so that the mind kind of repairs itself.
Right.
Saying it may send a shock, and it may destroy the memory instead of repair it.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah. I'm not great at this. My sister's better at this. But unfortunately, she's out, and you guys came in much earlier than we thought. Yeah.
Random question.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were the caretaker of some kids?
Yeah.
Was there a reason that was relevant?
Yeah.
You want to explain why that was relevant?
No.
Oh, good. Okay.
I can't. Now we're going to go to the hall. real quick,
Annoying little ink tiefling. I was gonna say.
Now we're going to get back. Now we're going to get back to the doorway. Is the person is Nell's about to open a door?
No.
No.
Spider-Mentals are going to break the door down.
Oh. Well, okay. Well, since the elemental Spider-Mental will break the door down, Stalverk, you see the figure kind of. Oh no! And just sinks into the ground.
Hey! No, wait.
And then you hear a crashing sound behind you. And you see Cuddles.
He's just gonna hold a finger up. I'm busy. 1 second. Come back here. I have more questions and no answers.
In your head, you hear, I swear they'll be answered eventually. I'm sorry.
He's gonna turn around. Letari.
The immediate tense.
The fuck did she mean by her sister came to visit you?
What?
Burns.
About some memory we all forgot because apparently we've met before.
Like I said, we needed to talk. Later.
No. Everybody met before.
Wait, what?
He's kind of like motioning around the room. Somebody apparently fucked with our memories years ago.
Supposedly, apparently. What was you saying? I don't believe it. Don't buy it.
I don't know. For some reason, at least Letari and I ran into each other.
Yeah, in Ostros. Before I left. Apparently. I don't know. I don't know. That's why I just... That's why I didn't say anything!
Well, she apparently means no harm, or at least she didn't try anything, so... Until it tries to kill me. I didn't exactly have time to figure it out. She ran off. I'll walk over. And for some reason there was some relevance of why she told me something, and I'm not sure how to take it, because she wouldn't answer when I asked why it was relevant.
That's...
Oh, that doesn't make things more sketchy or more prone to be distrusted. Oh,
She
not at
said
all.
she was the caretaker of some kids, but wouldn't tell me anything about them.
And Cuddles is the Empire of the Underground.
I'd believe that, actually.
Yeah, actually.
And I have some real estate to sell you.
Well, you're charismatic enough, dear.
Damn me and my persuasion.
I don't know. She said she didn't want to tell me so the memory wouldn't get destroyed. She wants us to remember it on her own. Somebody apparently interfered.
Yeah.
So there's a list of potential suspects for that.
Oh, just
Or
a
it's
small
hogwash.
list. I don't know. I mean, I guess if we start remembering things.
Well, to be fair, if we start remembering things, that could also be someone fucking with our memory.
guess find out.
Or
Listen.
we could just leave.
Listen, this was the same thing that kind of gave me the maybe going the drawbridge wasn't a good idea. So,
What you're saying is, if it's wanting to kidnap or murder us, it's doing a really bad job of it so far.
pretty much.
Or it made us take a more roundabout direction. Made us paranoid more so than normal. Cautious. Led us
Fine.
into an ambush.
Well, at the very least, we're not dead. And we still have a job to do, don't we?
Are
I
we
have
even
a
in
strange
the...
suspicion we're not in the right spot.
Yeah.
'Cause normally, it wasn't made out of fucking paper.
If it was, I'd have some really weird questions from Raven.
Yeah. Like, how the hell she couldn't break out of paper?
Well, that's not the same building that she was held in.
To be fair, I don't think they know where she was necessarily. Stalverk does, but he doesn't, because he's not sure if it's the same one from, like, her past.
Mm.
I don't think.
Well, I mean, she was held under some place.
Yeah.
Not the tower.
Yeah, she was held in the guards barracks, below the guards barracks.
Fuck, why go silver when you can just go paper mache if that works?
Apparently.
Alright, we need to figure out if we're even in the right place, which I get the feeling we're not.
Well, we can go into the hallway that is nothing but darkness. Or we can go back the way we came and try to figure out a different path. Because I have a strange suspicion the way out is now a fucking wall. Just like the fucking door turned into a painting.
Hmm.
Is there, like, any other door in this room?
Nope.
Just a white canvas all around. If I remember right.
Yep.
David, no fireballs.
Until we're out of here. Fire while we're in here is bad.
Yes.
Paper
Maybe.
burns very quickly.
Yes.
Not a good idea.
We don't know
I
how
like
much
that.
of this
And,
building is made out of paper. At least not out there.
What I was said in the last few seconds.
Oh, he was making a joke saying no fireballs because paper will fucking ignite and kill him, basically.
It's so one. My policy on collateral damage is not that lax.
Fair.
Yeah, so what are we doing?
Trying to lighten the mood. Hey.
I'll go continue to see if this hallway goes any further, I guess. Stupid black hallway of darkness I can't see that doesn't give light.
Yeah. Alpha would step out the way because you're making it. No, as soon as you step out in the hallway, no. You wake up in the cart.
Oh, I'm gonna hurt someone. I'm gonna hurt someone real good. I'm gonna murder
And you
someone.
see everyone else around you. David looks like he's in a trance. Everyone else is asleep.
Does
Those are no
Null
cuddles.
just disappear for us?
Yes. Oh, so what was that about cuddles?
Is there no cuddles?
You hear a rumbling sound outside the cart, and you see Cuddles kind of like lying on its back, just legs kicking in the air.
Oh. That's actually kind of cute, but not at the same time.
He'll try to wake somebody up.
Who do you try to wake up?
Whoever's the closest.
Probably Stalverk if he's laying next to him.
You shake Stalverk,
Mhm.
and Stalverk, the room begins shaking for you.
Oh, that's uncomfortable. What the fuck?
That's uncomfortable.
It's not shaking for the other three. Just Stalverk.
Lovely.
Also, where did my wife go? He like peeks into the hall. And the room was shaking for a second. I'm sure that's fine.
That's not.
Do you shake him again?
If nothing happened, he's going to assume that something's magical going on, and he's going to look around to see if he can find who or what the fuck is fucking with him.
You look. I'll go ahead and say you don't need to really roll perception or anything to look. There's nothing really going on. You don't see anyone or anything. You know what? Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check. Even though I know it's bullshit.
25.
Yeah. You know of magics as far as that shape people's dreams. Where messages can be passed along, or people can talk within them and stuff like that. You know of the dream spell. This is a very good example of what it could be. Does anyone else step out in the hallway?
Well, yeah, because Stalverk's probably gonna say, time to walk into the void of fucking despair.
As soon as you take a step into the hallway, he vanishes for you three, and Stalverk, you wake up.
Oh, that was a weird dream.
That was a fucking spell.
He's gonna poke Sparky. Okay.
Shaking you awake doesn't work. I don't know what you did, but it worked.
I walked through the doorway after
Well,
you
hopefully
disappeared.
they'll do the same.
Letari is not.
I find whoever did this spell, I'm choking them with their own fucking entrails.
Jeez.
I don't like being fucked with.
Fair.
Did we actually physically see him disapprove?
Yes.
Both of them, yeah.
Right. So I'm under the assumption that if they wanted to tell us something, we're not gonna die here, so... Extends hand out to the heart. Shall we?
Do we have a choice?
You
Imagine
see no
Cuddles
other
is-
doors.
Since Cuddles is not... He's still in the room, wouldn't he be?
Technically,
Probably.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess we technically do have a choice, but I warn you, if I stay here long enough, I might burn it down at a boredom.
That's probably not a good idea.
Roll
I'm
enough.
just gonna shove Letari.
There. Sorry, you get shoved through it by Cuddles.
He's probably just
Letari
sitting in
wakes up.
front of wherever, like, Letari and David are sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Just smiles and waves.
Alpha would look at Cuddles and be like, I'm going. And just kind of walk through. Alpha wakes up.
Turns menacingly to David.
Boy. I think.
Good morning, everybody. Apparently, we were under the dream spell, according to Null.
Again?
Again?
I'd power nap.
Wait, did they know about that the first time?
No.
What do you mean again?
You remember the whole thing? I don't know if it was I don't know. It might have been a spell. I don't think, but the thing where they said the memory thing, the problem.
Yeah? Yeah, no, I remember all that.
I'm glad someone could follow that up, to be honest with you.
He speaks Letari, it's fine.
The insanity helps.
Yes.
Alright, so we need to find like a... Okay, so we've got that they're apparently sisters, from what she told me. And they're watching some kids, so there's some kids involved in this, maybe. We have memories that we don't know are true or not. Or if they're just fucking with us. I'm confused.
You and me both.
I'm sure everything is fine.
I don't know, if somebody fucked with my memories again, I'm gonna be really pissed off. I do not want to repeat of that a few years ago.
That sucked. That was not a good time for anybody.
No. No.
No, search is counting.
Okay,
Okay.
also,
Good to know.
where are we? If we're not in Imperius, where are we?
Looks outside of the cart.
You see Imperius.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We're at Imperius.
We apparently never left the cart like we thought. Also, why are you counting, dear?
I needed to just make sure there wasn't more than 8 people besides myself.
Ah. Well, the bunny, I think, is gonna stay here.
Yeah, the bunny's just gonna...
Good.
No.
I'm gonna bring Sparky this time. In case we need a scout.
An elemental this time.
Oh, cool. We can have one search below and one search above.
Do we want to go... Where do we want to be?
Stalverk's gonna look again. Does he see the body again? Is it still there? Or was that just in the dream?
That was just in the dream. You do not see it.
Well, our friend isn't hanging there anymore, so there's that.
No, that's it.
Do we want to go to the barracks? Or outside near the barracks?
There's still
So I've
that
seen that
weird...
location.
That weird creature in the barracks. At least was last time I was there.
True.
Oh god, the realization they didn't use any spell slots or anything, did they?
No, they did not.
Oh, fuck.
Does that mean my health is fine?
Yeah.
You're all fine.
Stuff is reset, apparently.
Oh,
Okay. Well, I can get us to any single spot. As long as the more familiar I am with it, the better.
Does it look like the
Oh.
town's not empty anymore? Does he see like guards up on the wall?
You see a couple guards here and there from where you are. They don't look to be paying much attention. Mostly because at this point, I think people have gotten the message not to go there. Like, it's sort of no man's land.
I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but the city seems somewhat active again. Not empty this time. Which could be a problem if we teleport right to the barracks.
This is true. Anywhere I've seen has a good chance of success.
I wonder if it's the same kind of layout. And do we still avoid the bridge?
If it's the same layout, I could get us to the kitchen.
No.
Or at least the door behind it, yeah. Which means... I wonder. Will those two be waiting in the same place?
If they're here,
Well, if that's the case, what if we appeared on right in that balcony with them? That'd give them certainly a fucking shock, wouldn't it?
Oh, maybe I'll actually talk to one of them this time.
Their knowledge is almost as if the person gave you all premonition.
We love that.
We could also-
Sure.
Yeah, if we can get the jump on them, if they're actually there, we kind of know where they came out of.
I mean, it's not the first time we've been in that building, isn't it? No.
No, you guys had not been in the building.
So we only know those couple of rooms now.
Mm-hmm.
How, on the scale of viewed once to very familiar, how familiar would I be with that room?
That was a very vivid dream, and it's hard not to remember being frustrated at that door frame.
Yeah.
You would remember that balcony.
There's only a 25% chance of failure.
Oh god, don't fail. Because I have nothing if you fail.
Well, there's off-target, similar area, and mishap.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to point out the most similar area in the city of balcony is Raven's Tower.
It doesn't have to be in the city.
Oh no! Oh
You-
god, you could end up in the ruins of Castle Whitestone.
Yeah, it says you might end up in another wizard's laboratory or alchemy shop that has the same. That has many of the same tools and implements as your laboratory.
Oh no! You're using
appearing-
teleport, aren't you?
Appeared to the closest similar place, but since the spell has no range limit, you could conceivably wind up anywhere.
Using
it is a
teleport, aren't you?
teleport.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
Just imagine a wizard in his lab, and another wizard's like, "Damn it, what's up, Jim?"
Sorry, wrong one. It failed.
Looks at the table. Wait, is that my? No. Banish.
So are we being teleported?
I am okay with
What
Or
this.
do we
the-
want to teleport in the room before it and try to sneak up on them? The Stalverk could technically do that, and I think Letari has invisibility.
Let's say technically you cannot go past this doorway.
Right, because we don't know what's back there.
Yeah, because that was a black hall. You can see nothing.
Stalverk saw it, I think. But the null didn't, is the issue.
Yeah.
If you were to just describe it to me, it would be as a description, which has even higher chance of failure.
Yeah. So that's the question. Are we teleporting on the balcony? Are we teleporting in the rooms before it?
Well,
And
Null's not
sneaking in
stealthy.
there?
Also, the answer to that question is yes, I can go invisible as well as stealth. So,
Yeah.
I am about as stealthy as a rabbit phoenix here, okay?
Yeah.
I am okay with this balcony.
so if we want to
The
line
only
up,
warning he will give them, he'll say this: the only warning they're going to get is just us appearing. Literally, it. There's no sound, nothing.
Yeah.
We just appear in a 10-foot cube.
Cool. We'll step closer to Null. Cool, cool.
It might be
Squishy
beneficial to
tackle.
appear closer to the one that can't melee very well. But you can get close to anybody anyways.
Oh, they
We
both
earned it.
can't. Trust me.
Yeah, they're
Oh.
both kind of.
Both they're both very ranged.
But if we block the doorway, she can't go hide.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's where she kept ducking back into.
I will say you guys will remember where they were. Where the arrows
Yeah.
came from and where Percy was set up at.
Yeah, he's...
So they will not be stealthed when you enter.
Yeah, Null's gonna think probably more try to get in this general location because it's more middle,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows speed-wise most of us can get within melee pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's anybody I can teleport anybody within 10 feet of me.
So all of them.
Yeah, and he basically just appear in this general orientation around me.
I'm scared. I hear typing.
it's fine. It's nothing. Sorry.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll the percentile? Or do
It's
you
just a
want
D100, right?
Yep.
Sure. Let's roll it on this character sheet I have open here.
to- Yeah, so, I mean, I have this spell up, so you can let me know what it gets, and I'll let you know what happens.
91.
25 through 100, you're on target.
Okay.
Nice.
You and your group or a target object appear where you want to.
Yay!
So- You guys are standing together and you feel the air sucked out of you momentarily as your feet boom, and you land on this balcony. And sure enough, you see the two of them as they quickly turn and look your direction, like surprised. Go ahead and have a surprise round. Roll me initiative. But you get a surprise round.
Ooh.
I
we get to
I
act first.
accidentally
Neither of them have alert, right?
got rid of.
I don't think so.
No. Technically, Percy does.
Hold on.
Yeah, so he can technically
Okay.
act in the surprise round.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, I see
Shenanigans.
this. I'm just trying to pull up Huffle's sheet at the moment because
Well,
might have a
because
problem.
alert allows you to move in the surprise round.
yeah, he might be able to. Vex, not so much.
Yeah.
I'd like to be known that I am the most prepared for this combat.
Apparently. Y'all.
Okay, teleporting takes a lot out of Null. apparently.
This is fair.
Apparently. Alright, this die is
Come here, die.
not going to be used. For the moment.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's
There
an
is-
18.
No spell component other than verbal for
It'd
that,
be
by
nice
the way.
if my
apparently.
internet would calm down, because I am lagging balls.
Just slap it around a little bit, it'll be fine.
I wish that worked.
Mallet.
Okay. Sorry about that. We are back.
Woo!
know that. Everybody has. I have to roll initiative for them. Fucking hell! I forgot his initiative was to say. Also, we discovered Percy does not have the alert feat, so he will not be acting on this turn.
Ah, okay.
He just had bullshit initiative.
Yeah, I figured that out when looking through stuff and having to do some research, and I was like, well, damn, I didn't know that. Because you can't be surprised, you get to go on a surprise round.
Yeah, the thing I didn't realize about alert feat was the one part where you can things that are hidden from you do not gain advantage.
Yeah, because I remember the reason I was upset is because technically he wouldn't have gotten advantage from that one hit that one time. Or that when they attacked him.
You have the alert feat?
Striker does. I believe so, yeah.
Oh, Striker does. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Stalverk, I don't know. I'd have to look.
they rolled interestingly.
This is
Fine. But anyway, yeah, you guys starting. You know what? I should probably change music slightly. We just have Dying World as the sound. That should be fine, right?
Right, try and make sure his gun doesn't go.
Why?
Oh no,
noise.
Stalverk's ready to go into his face. Don't worry.
Okay, cool, so you've got him, I got her. I was going to whoever you weren't going to.
And he could actually get to both, I think.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he can. He could get both right here and here easily.
Yeah, 5... 30. Letari can only get to Vex.
So,
Without using her gun, which she's going to try to do.
we start with Stalverk. In this surprise round, because they did not expect to. They were set up for an ambush.
Is he still laying down? Because he was when they first encountered him.
He is.
I will fucking run up to him.
You just see him go, oh shit.
That's fine. He's prone on the ground. That's not a bad thing with a melee combat, right?
Nope.
That's an advantage, isn't it?
Yep.
Sweet. That's much better roll. Because originally it was a 4 on the die. So... 32?
That hits.
29?
Well, Lord, hold on.
Oh no, that's the hit. He's the tagging all 3 times.
Oh, okay, that's fine, yeah.
Another 29, by the way. Thank you, advantage, because those were some low rolls otherwise. Come here, die. Help, I didn't prepare and find dice first.
How dare you? I thought you were professional. What is professional?
I'm gonna do some math here.
Okay. Math is fine. Math is fun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Math at Night.
Math at night, when everybody's tired.
Right?
Perfect.
We're all
Public service
running
announcement.
off of caffeine of some kind.
Public service announcement, please do not attempt to do your taxes at night when you're exhausted. Why I say that, I have no clue.
So, 6 bleed damage and 57 damage.
Jesus Christ. You said 6 bleed?
Yeah, 6 bleed and then 20 or 57 altogether.
Okay.
Yeah, him having the 3 attacks is painful, especially if he gets fucking hasted.
Oh, he is not looking good right away.
Yeah, I'll be glad I didn't add a bonus action to that. He's just... Yeah, that's all he's gonna do.
Alright, Letari.
Oh,
What you doing?
Okay. We're not using guns because we're trying to keep some semblance of shush. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Hi!
Okay, let's switch over to her character sheet now.
Okay, I'm gonna ask my dice to work with me here as she pulls a rapier and tries to use it.
Huh? I'm scared.
She has a decent to hit. It's just a matter of
Uh-huh.
Jinxing the fuck out of it beforehand.
no frickin' kidding. That's a natural frickin' 1.
That is a no.
Remember your goggles. Oh wait, no, that's for guns. Never mind.
That's from my gun. I have a second attack so with a different die.
With a different die.
I don't suppose a 15 hits her.
It does not.
I didn't think so. Okay, are we continuing this trend of nonsense night dice? Because I'd really like please. That's all I can do at the moment.
So you can do. Alrighty. That is perfect. So. Yeah, one moment. It's fine. I need to. After it is Letari, I had to get something written down. It's fine. Huffle. Huffle's turn. Oh no. Okay, let me open up that character sheet again. What does she have melee-wise other than daggers? I don't think anything other... She has a light crossbow. That works. She's going to attempt to shoot a light crossbow at Vex.
And her sneak attack
Well,
still technically works.
It does. There's an 8 on the die, plus 7. 15,
Y'all.
no.
Y'all.
That is a no.
Listen.
Bonus action... Technically can't do anything. Bug. She will just move to about here. She'll move here to get around the door. Because the door is closed right now, by the way.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's her movement and burn and things. And now it's your go.
He has 1 sorcery point to do his twin cast,
Oh no.
and they are both within 60 feet of me. I cast command. Discard. He's attempting to make them discard their weapons.
Alright. You said wisdom
Charisma
saves.
Or
Charisma save.
It's wisdom or charisma?
I don't remember.
I think control stuff is usually charisma.
Wisdom.
Is it
It
wisdom?
is.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Alright, well,
I was thinking of banishment, I think.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that is the charisma for banishment. For wisdom, Percy, that is a 23. No, that is Vex. 23 total.
Alright, she succeeds.
Percy. He's going to go ahead and burn a resolve. It's fine. No, not resolve. Indomitable. That's what it's called. Resolve is something else, and that was a 19 total.
That succeeds.
Well, shit.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's going to basically just tell Cuddles as he's walking away, she doesn't want to drop it, break it.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Well,
He's gonna attempt to slam against the big gun things.
okay. Go ahead.
What is your hit? I actually have a sheet for it now, so that's nice.
Ah.
Yeah.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. He's aiming towards a gun in somebody's hand.
Hey.
Kate hit it.
Fucking hell!
Oh dear.
I rolled almost max damage. 19. That's 2 points less than max.
Oof. Jesus.
2 7s on a d8.
You see the gun kind of rattle out his hand and just kind of drop down a couple of the stairs. So it falls to about equivalent of like here. It's currently out of reach of him.
That's also 28 points of damage to it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that barrel is a little not straight anymore.
You know?
The second attack would be against him, because he's got 2 attacks.
Okay.
19?
19?
That with the advantage of him still being on the
Yeah.
ground.
Devon was a 7 on the die.
That was my luck too. I kept rolling 4s and 5s as my other roll.
Where was it? I know he had a thing. Oh, he didn't have it yet, I don't think. Yeah? That hits.
What's less damage? 14.
14. Alright.
I rolled 8 and a 1 this time.
Alright. Anything else?
That's all
Okay.
That's all I got, Captain.
Cool, cool. So that brings us to David.
Hey, hello, Enjoyed.
Hello there, sir.
I am most likely going to burn something.
Ah, yes. Awesome.
Try to choose one of the quieter spells.
How quiet is fire?
That's a good question.
Depends if it's an explosion or just a bolt.
Yeah, that's true.
Ah, I see. That makes this much easier.
Explosions, also there's people around both targets. Might be
Exactly.
bad.
No, it's fine. I don't see a problem here.
Nah, Toad's fine.
Right on. I am someone to ask, are my friends nearby?
For now. No, okay.
By the way, I have 126 HP. Holy fuck.
Oh, Lord.
Jesus.
What do you mean, are your friends nearby?
You know, the art of explosions tell me it has very specific rules. I like to firebolt. Lady Mick needs to be stabbed.
Hey, go ahead and roll a hit.
Oh, fuck, what's there? Go on, T1.
21? 21 hit. 21 hit. You hit.
Excellent.
Go ahead. 21.
The 24 of the holy shit, she is on fire damage. Except not
Got
actually
it.
burning.
Alright.
I don't really have any bonuses, do I? No, not really. Yeah, that's it. He's the sniping range of both these guys, so it's great.
Alright. So that is the end of surprise round. Now we get to actual initiative, where they can now go. Percy kind of glances down. As far as sees his gun, cannot get his gun. So he pulls a gun out of holster and will burn a grip point for Deadeye, which would normally give him advantage, but instead it makes this a flat roll.
Now, there we go. I will say, it's always confused me with handguns, why they still get disadvantage, because usually when you aim a gun at somebody at point blank, it would hit.
Yeah, because they're not getting away. There's
More like
a
you're
lot of
going to try to shove the gun away.
Hmm.
And here's where I say an unfortunate thing.
Uh-huh.
That was an natural 20.
Oh.
To who?
You.
Sweet. Bring it on.
As he fires what would be a copy of Retort. Just that gun. Where is that thing? So it's going to be 16 initial. Plus another 13. 29.
Okay.
29 points of piercing. And one more shot. Sorry, bonus action reload. Fire again.
Alrighty.
Same thing, he's burning a grip point, and that is cocked. And that is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And that is going to be 14 points of piercing.
Alright.
And gunshots have been fired.
Well, there goes silence.
And now it's Vex's turn.
Yay.
Because Percy rolled 15 on the die, and she rolled a fucking 19 on the die.
You
Plus
know?
her 7. Oh, there's a problem here, though. She doesn't have a weapon other than bows.
She doesn't have a dagger or anything?
No, it's because she was also a ranger, so anything else she needed, she did spells.
Yeah. True.
I say, and sadly, the character, she does not have a dagger.
No, she never used melee.
I know she didn't.
Percy didn't either.
Yeah, they were.
Occasionally he did, only when forced.
Yeah.
Like she.
The
like
only
his
time
guns
he
work.
ever pulled out his fucking short sword was to attempt to open the door, remember?
Listen, the door deserved it.
It fucking cut.
It was the start of everything.
That door deserved it. You know it did. It still deserved it. It refused to open. She's going to attempt to... It's going to be a disadvantage, but she's going to attempt to fire a bow at you, Letari.
Okay.
Because you're kind of in her face, and she doesn't like
Yeah.
that. It's disadvantage.
Yeah.
Does a 22 hit? I am incorrect. That is a plus 14 to hit. So that was a 26 to hit.
Yeah! I was checking for shield.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Aspire.
Yeah, we suddenly looked up and
Oh,
went,
we're sitting here.
"Huh."
Oh, yeah, no, nobody heard any of that. I heard you guys the whole time. Stream did not.
Fun.
So, hitting Letari and all that, nope. Bonus action, whatever that was all staticky for me. You're gonna have to repeat all that.
Alright. That was a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
And so is Letari. And that was even with disadvantage.
Yeah.
14 points of piercing. And then she bonus action disengaged.
Mm-hmm.
At 5, 10, 15, 20, and then jumps over the railing. Which you'll have to make an acrobatics check to see if she... Okay, I'm going to roll this. I don't know why I'm about to roll this, because that's a ridiculous number. Yeah, no, she's fine. kind of rolls and gets to about here. And yeah. Now we're back to Stalverk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit him. Well, that's an 18 on the die.
Yeah, I hit.
Plus, yeah, plus whatever.
This is where I tell you the die roll was his AC.
Good news, he's taking bleed damage every round, so...
You know what? Yeah, that's right, actually. Give me a second. This isn't going to be pretty.
No, that's why I'm rolling it in between.
Please do.
Yeah. So let's
This
see.
isn't going to be pretty.
10 plus... so that's 19 and then 1, so 20 total.
Okay.
Da-da.
He does not look like he can take another hit like that.
Good. 18, 28?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. That might hit.
Oh,
Not
Jesus,
sure.
come back, guy.
No.
Math. You know what, calculator, you just make my life easier.
Right?
Calculator, the friend to Dungeons and Dragons players.
21 and another 3 bleed.
21?
Yeah.
You're attacking with the scythe, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. You bring the scythe down and you hit him square in the chest, and it just sinks. The scythe sinks halfway into his chest as blood just kind of gurgles up out of his mouth. And his body goes limp.
Yeah.
He had 15 hit points left. And even though you remember the dream was ink kind of little sensors. No, that's like a weird blood substitute that it is because it copies.
We're 20 feet up if I remember right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he'll teleport here essentially, but that's all he can. That's as far as he can get. Misty step down as a bonus.
I can close his character sheet and I will remove the body.
Yeah. Over's ready to go take her on again.
Oh, Letari.
Oh, good.
You are in a safe place.
It's Misty step.
Well, gunshots have already been fired.
Cool.
Which is why I said she was in a safe place now.
Right. Okay, so... Just gonna 5, 10, 15... Bad news right over the railing!
Oh no.
Yeah. Quiet entry is no longer a problem.
No, it is no longer an option.
Okay. That's better. 23 to hit?
Maybe. There's a big possibility that it might hit, like you think it does.
Why do I have that marked as 1d6 acid?
Remember the
Dragon.
Right.
and the thing
I was just
you
making
keep forgetting
sure
about?
I should have had him jump over the railing and then Misty step. I would have taken the dex save.
Okay, so that is... Ow. That's... Sorry. Math. Gods. 23 points of piercing damage and 5 points of acid.
Okay.
Bonus action reload,
Okay.
and we fire again.
Okay.
That's probably not gonna hit, because that's gonna only be a 12.
No hit.
Okay, and I'm also very glad that misfire score is not... I am not using Animus right now, because I rolled a 2 on the die. So that would have been bad. I would have had a Vulcan gun. But that's my turn.
And now I believe we get back to Huffle. No, or is it Null? Is Null or Huffle next? It's Huffle,
I'm
right?
near bottom.
Right, so it is
I
Huffle.
rolled a
Okay.
5.
I tried to do it based off of memory, and memory kind of failed and farted
I think
halfway through.
it's me and then David at the end.
It is. Well, since sound is out the window, she's going to aim down and lightning bolt. Oh. That's a natural 1 for the dex
that's
save.
not good.
I'm not sure it's gonna go well for her.
I don't think so. That was a base level. Evasion is 7th level rogue thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not fun. That is 8d6 lightning. And that was 30 points of lightning damage.
Oof.
Yeah, that's fine. That would be it. No! As you see her kind of down on a knee slightly. And you see like smoke kind of coming off her from where the lightning is still slightly crackling around her.
Oh, you don't look so good. Can he hop down?
Make me an acrobatics check as you jump down. Or a dex save, whichever you think is more what would have to be made for Null. I will say for
He's
Stalverk,
more
it would have been an
acrobatics.
acrobatics check.
Yeah.
Cool.
Null's
Roll
got a
acrobatics
plus
check.
8 to that.
Jesus fuck.
So 18.
Jesus fuck. You're fine.
15. Do I have any movement at our landing?
You move over 20 feet?
20
20 total,
would be
yeah.
giving ear. Yeah.
Okay, you got about 5 more feet, so yeah, you get right up on her.
Yep. Let's get swinging with it.
Oh.
That is 25 to hit.
Maybe. That quite possibly hits.
That is 11 points of damage of
Mhm.
radiant.
Mhm.
And there's 2d6 fire. 7 more fire.
Okay.
And fuck it, shits and giggles. We'll add some. We'll pump it to 2nd level. One more. That's another 7 radiant.
Hey. She is barely still standing.
And
She is not looking too good.
it's kind of like peeking its head through the railing. Because it can glide, just not through this material.
Not through air.
It needs non-worked stone.
Yeah.
It could punch through work stone pretty easily, though. I think, if anything, it's gonna use its action, go 5 10 and just kind of stand here in a more like aggressive position at the door, like.
Fair.
Mhm.
Is that it?
That's all I got.
David, it's your girlfriend.
A number of movement that's both in my movement. Shit. I could do something cool, but I will just do another firebolt. There's the
Save it for the vampire.
Yep.
I'm a vampire.
Not a vampire.
Oh, right.
19.
Revenant.
19 just hits. How do you want to do this? Your firebolt is 3d10 at the moment, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There was a reason I said, how do you want to do this? She only has 3 hit points left.
I see. It'll be aimed at her left eye. Why her left eye? No reason, but that's where it's aimed at.
That is oddly specific.
Yeah, it is oddly
Exactly.
specific.
I picked it random.
Firebolt hits her in the left eye and her body just kind of seizes and you see her skin kind of just melt slightly at that area and her other eye kind of rolls back and she just drops.
Are we out of initiative?
No.
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 Kidding. Yes, you are.
Cool. He's
Aspire's jumpy.
Yes, I am.
just gonna make life a lot easier and just offer to put Null on his back and climb up because fucking
I have to go all up the fucking stairs again.
In
spider
heels.
climb. So yeah, that's what he would do.
Yeah, he'll hop up over here.
You don't want to go up the stairs in heels, no?
Not again.
And if people didn't jump and she wasn't so wounded, I was going to telekinesis her back the fuck up here.
Well, I just realized Null jumped off the balcony in heels.
Null's done a lot of things in heels that he probably shouldn't have been able to do.
Null's just fabulous.
Have you not watched anime?
I am the
You're right.
acrobatic caster.
Null is
with
anime.
foot pressure.
Null is anime.
There's a reason I gave him a proficiency in acrobatics.
Anyways, continuing. Body kind of just crumples and then nothing.
Well, I guess we don't have to be stealthy anymore. We'll just be more observant.
Mm-hmm. How much you bet there's someone waiting on the other side of that door?
Probably.
Do you want to make sure it's not trapped first before we knock?
Yeah, I should go check that. He's gonna just walk over and check it. Yeah.
You look? Oh, do you open the door or do you just...
He's checking for if it's trapped or anything.
Cool. Roll me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Investigation.
He's good at those.
Good. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, 22.
22. You do not see any traps, and you do not hear anything, or you can tell that there's nothing on the other side of the door.
Well, it doesn't seem trapped, and I don't hear anything on the other side, so we might be okay.
This is fair.
I'm reloading bad news.
Good idea.
Fair response.
You and I could be on the other side of the door and open it from each side and let them see Coddles.
Ooh, I like that plan.
He's also going to suggest that the squishy people not be in direct line side of the door.
Fair.
Letari.
And I'm moving.
It's also fair.
She's still gonna stand in front of Huffle and have bad news at the ready to shoot.
Alright.
Coddles is ready to charge in.
Fair. So you guys open the door?
Mm-hmm.
You guys swing the door open. Can we take a short break? I need to pee.
Sure.
Sure, I'll just
Cliffhanger.
You're all welcome.
figure out how long
Also
it takes
need
him to
water, too.
regenerate. So
There you go.
you'll have to. You might have to tell me how long they're kind of doing all this.
I will say from the time everybody died and that, it's apparently been about 24 seconds, so 4 rounds.
Okay.
So I'll be back.
I'll also
Alright.
go back and get me more water.
Da-da.
Well, this gives me the chance to get something as well. I return
Oh my
to-
goodness. Aspire, we've been left alone.
I.
Holy crap.
Oh,
4
Have they
rounds
not-
is all he needed.
no. Nice. Have they not learned not to leave us alone together?
No. No.
They're gonna learn. They're gonna learn here soon. I don't know how soon.
I don't know. I don't know. Stream can still hear us though, so this will be on the
Yeah.
VOD.
Fine. Everybody else will get to know. I'm scared what you saw.
Stalverk's not sure. I mean, he did. You got player knowledge hint.
Yeah.
Black
Yeah,
ink tiefling is what he called her.
Goody gumdrop.
Yeah. It's fine. I don't. I'm trying to decide if Stalverk's just unsure if he should believe them, or if he's leaning towards believing them.
You know,
I mean, he's
Letari
being
has-
cautious, but he's not sure because his memories have been fucked with before, so.
yeah, Letari doesn't know, and she's not very good at the insight thing, so she's just like, listen, it could happen.
Yeah. He would
She's
have
not-
eventually been inciting her, but.
Yeah.
It got rushed.
Letari doesn't insight, and she doesn't insight well even when she does, so it's one of those like,
He's got an 8.
nice. I have a 1. Her wisdom is not great. It has never been great. It probably will never be great.
Yeah, I almost. Oh my god, microphone. I almost forget how broken Stalverk is in some aspects because of all the
yeah.
changes of getting to keep certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's fine. He's technically proficient in 10 skills because of that. I mean, that's possible when you're like a rogue and stuff normally.
Yeah.
Though
Yeah,
imagine how
bard.
many. Yeah. He would lose some benefits depending on like things.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't think he's gonna keep any of the ghoul traits. He didn't keep any of the vampire traits.
Yeah, no.
The memory thing is what I think. Yeah, that's the stuff he got to keep with some things from his memory when it was altered once. I believe David got to too. That's the only reason he's got some extra proficiencies.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah. Why his wisdom is a little bit higher. Right, because the choice was to get, like, proficiency in deception or stuff when we discussed it, and he ended up getting perception and insight as his 2 extras.
Nice.
Yeah. maybe sleight of hand? I don't remember if he had proficiency in the beginning of that. I don't think he did. I'd have to look at his other sheet.
More time.
Hi.
I have hot chocolate now.
Hey, what?
I have hot chocolate now.
Hot cocoa.
Share!
Yeah.
I would, but it would be more by the time it got to you. I
gotta go over to... I should go over to Grandma's tomorrow and be like, Grandma, can I borrow some hot chocolate? I bought some hot chocolate. I'm going to the store. I might as well... I'm gonna think about buying it and then not going that out at all. Watch.
You know...
As many times as I go through, like, the special drinks aisles, I've never once picked up hot chocolate. For some reason. And I think it's just because it's not something I normally shop for. I should get one of those. I doubt Walmart has it. I should get one of those hot chocolate balls that melts in the milk.
That
The
honestly
Brandon
sounds
Ferris
so good.
bomb, but not as much.
It's filled with marshmallows, Aspire. Not those hard little pieces of crap. No, it's filled with marshmallows.
Give! I want!
I know. I don't know if I want to pay the price for them, but they exist. It's basically a bath bomb for your milk.
Yes!
I want to know if Brandon got that massive one.
Hmm? Yeah, he had that made. That's not a thing that I think just exists. I think he had it, like, custom made like that. Because there are some websites you can go to for that kind of stuff where they'll make it for you. If you pay them.
Yeah.
God, I was just thinking though, I want to get like some Epsom salt and stuff tomorrow. Just take a nice long bath.
That sounds so.
It sounds great. My legs and stuff have been killing me, and the muscle relaxers only do so much.
Yeah. Definitely do that. Do some self-kill.
Yeah. Get some bubbles.
Yeah!
Bubble bath.
Bubbles.
Yes!
Make the whole room smell like lavender and then listen to my brothers complain when they go in later.
Listen, they have a sister. They have to remember this.
Eventually, I'll have my own bathroom, but
for now,
for now, they have to deal with the sister bullshit.
Fine, they can deal with it. They'll be fine.
Yeah. I see no problem here.
Mm-hmm.
This is fine.
Jesus.
Be back.
Bye.
Welcome back.
Who's ready to continue,
Oh, hi,
darling?
Bobby. Are we ready? Ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to continue killing you guys.
Door.
No killing us.
All right, and we're back. Hello, everyone.
Oh yeah, no, everybody could hear us the whole time.
Oh yeah.
You're just
Cool.
chit-chatting.
That means we get back to killing you guys. Anyways,
No.
so you open the door, and you see anything? Empty hallway. This cuddle's still kind of charged through.
Mhm.
He charges in,
Goes rah.
and explosion. I'm just kidding. Nothing happens.
Listen here.
We see the hallway continues straight for about 50 feet, but about 20 feet down the hall, it does turn left.
Right. Can he send an ethereal Sparky ahead of them while they
Can
follow
indeed.
behind the spider mental to scout?
Can indeed.
Sweet. That's what he will do. And he'll probably stay behind Cuddles.
Cuddles a tank.
Because worst case, Sparky can fucking warn them if it sees somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh.
Or at least him. Yeah.
Part of me wants to go to the door that we went into in the dream.
Oh, that's not the right spider. That's the right spider.
There you go.
I'm paying attention.
Sparky is officially the spider mental, and Cuddles is now the phase spider.
Oh dear.
We don't want that.
Sparky. Anyways,
Yeah.
he scouts ahead and he turns, and the only thing you see is like one guard, and he kind of just like entered another room. Not the room that it would have looked like you guys came out of.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, a guard entered a room, and you guys can even hear the door shut behind him.
Yeah.
Mostly because
he will mention
stealth. Mostly
that.
because stealth roll was not good, and he might have been trying to hide.
He will mention that because I imagine he knows which door, thanks to Sparky.
Yeah, it would have been on the left side of the upcoming hall. It would have been 20 feet forward, the turn left, and about another 30 feet down the hall, door on the left.
Either he's trying to hide because he's scared, or he's the most oblivious guard. Or he's trying to ambush us poorly.
Mm-mm.
Look, you know, out of character, you know good and well guards have no fucking stats.
There, I'm gonna put him here then if it's my forward turn.
Yeah.
Cuddles has no stealth and just keeps going.
There. I can imagine Sparky's probably upside down on the ceiling,
Probably.
just kind of walking.
Just the
I mean, Stalverk can see it at all times.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of a neat little feature.
I say, you go down, you turn, and actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do this for you guys. I will say one more square down.
but
One more down for the 20. Just do a little thing here for you guys.
Yeah, so we know where we're standing, because...
Yeah, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
I think the hallway's here, you two.
Boop.
Yeah. You're out, you're in the wall right now, it's fine.
It's fine.
So, I'll have you know I became a ghost.
I knew it.
And I am here as my dying wish was to literally set everything on fire.
Oh god.
There.
speedrun strategy, clip through the
Should
wall
have
over
put
there.
him there because
Yeah.
it's on the roof. Ceiling.
There.
Those are merely a suggestion.
Laws of physics be damned.
Exactly.
Alright, I'm just going to kind of... there you go. See, the doors are kind of staggered like that.
Well, if he followed the right wall, technically they were in that room then. If he would have hit a
Yes.
doorway.
And that would have been the room you're in. But you,
I'm sure it's fine.
Sparky saw the guard enter that room.
Yee.
You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go in depth with this.
Feel that.
There, have rooms. Properly drawn walls, but the rooms have rooms.
Hooray!
Not like the guard is going to last long, anyways.
Yeah.
Cuddles is gonna go right to the door and just wait there. The
Oh
door's closed.
God. Spark
Alright,
probably
the-
like right here.
Yeah.
How close it gets because it's not being quiet.
It's fine. The guard hears it. You hear from within the room. Actually, I don't know why I made the doorway so big.
Okay.
You hear from inside. Please don't do this. Just let me hide here. Just no.
Just no.
Poor guard.
Cuddles is just gonna sit outside the door, just making sure he doesn't come out.
That is a fair response. That is a fair response.
Well, he's not going to be an issue.
If the door moves, if the door moves outward, she's basically a doorstop.
It opens inward,
Yeah, you know.
but you can
He's
assume.
a very
But I will-
innovative doorstop.
I will say, you hear things scooting in front of the door. He's like, no, just let me be. I'm going to stay right here, I promise.
Can you have Sparky like poke its head in there because ethereal plane gives no fucks about doors?
He pokes his head in. There's literally a guard has pushed a dresser in front of the door, a bed in front of the door, and has laid a shelf on top of the door and is sitting his back against the bed, just sitting there holding his sword in his hand like, please no.
I
Please
meant
no.
this door, but okay,
Oh,
that's
that door.
funny too.
I thought you meant this. I thought you meant
That's
never mind.
hilarious.
Poking in this room, and at first you don't see anything. Until at first he doesn't see anything until he turns and actually looks farther into the room. Moment as I straighten up as I use the bottom of my screen here to be a flat surface.
I love Scout Spider.
There's good.
You see a stairway kind of here that kind of goes down. Or he does. Looks like a desk has kind of been pushed to the side. And it's a trapdoor. Let me scratch that. It's a trapdoor ladder. You can see the ladder kind of extending upward. And there's a desk, like, pushed out of the way to the side.
Apparently somebody went down a trap door in there.
I have a strange suspicion that that's where we need to go.
Possibly. You want me to have him check the other two rooms first?
Sure.
Again, Spider gives no fucks.
You know.
Walks through that one room, and you see a bunch of dead bodies.
Ah, not that room. Is all Stalverk's gonna say.
And by the way, when I say a bunch, first glance, Sparky sees about 20-something dead bodies just kind of piled in the room.
That's where I keep mine. Just in the room on the second floor.
You don't keep them in the basement?
Just like this person. It's airs it better.
That's
Yeah.
fair. I will say you did see he also saw the windows open. It's
He
fine.
will mention that the window is open, but he doubts anybody was in there.
Oh yeah, I 100% honest, I doubt it. There's
That's just Stalverk. Then I doubt
Yeah.
anybody would stay in there with a bunch
Yep.
of dead bodies.
Yeah.
But he also isn't
Yeah.
sure because it's a revenant.
that's also true.
Yeah.
Well, not anymore, as you know. He pokes his head in there. That room is actually empty. The bed is pristinely made. It's a clean-looking room.
Right. Yeah, I think this is our best option. We don't want to go that one. Come here, Sparky.
Cuddles is
We don't wanna-
scratching at the door. Like a cat.
Oh, that poor guy. He
Cuddles.
just smirks.
No.
I just have to say, Stalverk, you have an increased sense of smell.
Uh-huh.
You smell something that suspiciously smells like pee.
Oh,
Coming from that
Cuddles.
door.
Cuddles just wanted a friend.
Cuddles'
Cuddles.
version of friend is terrifying to the DM.
He's gonna, like, look at Cuddles. You literally made the poor guy piss himself. I think we're good.
Just cocks its head.
Yeah, he will open the door.
Okay. I need
Oh, good.
Crap.
a dexterity saving throw.
Shit. He didn't think to check that door. He got
Check
distracted.
all doors.
He got distracted by the poor guard.
Fine.
That's a. I think he's fine with a 28.
Yeah, you're fine. What happens is something you would have noticed about all these rooms when you looked into them, because you didn't see it above this door or above the other doors. There was no other steps above the doors other than this one. The ceiling of the room is like 15 feet above the door. These are some high arch ceilings in here.
Mm-hmm.
A suit of armor comes crashing down on top of it, as far as right in the opening.
You're just supposed to use a bucket of water for that.
That was rude. Just gonna
Okay,
step
the
over
Valen's
it.
on duty, apparently.
He's just gonna step over and go in like, mm-mm. Yeah. So who wants to look down the hole?
That's not what
Uh,
fuck it,
mean-
why not?
That's not. It's
Hold up,
mm-mm.
wait.
No.
Not you. I was consider
Last
either
question.
Sparky or the Earth Elemental. Or both. One stealth or the other one now.
Yeah, he'll just let Sparky crawl on the wall.
He crawls over and peeks his way in, and Sparky can make out dimly lit torchlight. Because it goes straight down maybe about 20 feet. And, actually, no, more than 20 feet. Because you guys are currently in the second story. 20 feet would go to the first floor. This goes down about 50 feet.
Hmm. Yeah.
And he can just make out dim torchlight in the tunnel that goes outward from the bottom of this ladder.
Cool, cool. This seems safe. We're going to the dungeon, guys.
That's not.
Do you want to send the Earth Elemental in? Since I'd rather be below us than above us.
Fair.
I will say, by the way, Fluffy, well,
Mhm.
all, it's something that Sparky could have pointed out as well. Walls are stone. So technically, yeah. Technically, he can, Cuddles can,
Glide down the wall.
yep.
Yeah, he's basically that's what's gonna happen. It's just gonna go, like, start crawling and just like sink in.
Starts crawling down, touches stone, and then,
Right. So, see y'all at the bottom?
Yeah.
And he's gonna, like, climb on the ladder, but he's gonna do that, just slide down thing.
Mhm.
If I need to make a check for that, he will.
you don't. Your dex is good.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put him, like, over here, because I don't know where... He'd probably be looking around as soon as he hit the bottom.
I want to go ahead and...
Well, it's gonna climb
Yes, I
up the
just
ladder.
drew these. I just drew the rooms not that long ago, and then
Yeah, welcome to the DM pain.
usually I just make you guys theater mind it, but I'm being kind.
And usually we make maps and then have to never use them again after 5 minutes.
You're right. Hence why I stopped making maps. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Yes, for those who have people watching who have noticed that I draw my maps most of the time. This is why.
Same reason for the most part.
Yeah.
Unless I know you guys are going to be there a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For instance, that's why the Whitestone Castle still has its map, because eventually you guys might go back. It'll be this way. I'm just kind of...
Yeah, he's going to, whenever he hits the bottom, just look around, see if he sees anybody.
Here, I'm just going to kind of change color here real quick. I can go like that. Apply.
So, just a quick question. Like, is the walls, floors, and ceilings in here just stone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so
we
he...
won't be seeing Cuddles for a bit.
Yeah, I imagine
It is
he
just
and
with us.
Cuddles are just at the bottom now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it here, but it's just keeping pace with you because it can sense you.
Yeah,
Fair.
he's not... At most, he'd probably move, like, here, just so people have room to step out off the ladder.
What is their sense? So it's 60 feet tremor sense. So yeah. Anything within 60 feet that makes contact with stone, it can sense it. Yeah, no. Next, I'm gonna put him kind of right here.
I assume nothing happens, because he has to wait for everybody.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Boop. Letari would go next to make sure squishies don't get caught up in something.
Oh yes, leave the squishies behind.
You guys, now I can switch back to the orange color and just mark some little torches for you guys.
Yeah, I guess.
Every once in a while, we just you know, like that, like when you see like a dolphin or a shark in the water. Just that's where you see Cuddles or something.
Oh god.
That's actually kind of terrifying.
It is.
It is very terrifying because it's an earth elemental, and they are not fun.
Gonna have Sparky kind of go ahead while he waits for everybody.
It can literally attack from a position you can't attack it from.
That's fair. So,
Go Sparky. Oh, I was gonna say he could roll a stealth for Sparky, but Sparky is not the most stealthy thing.
no.
It's small.
Yeah.
It's just for some reason
It's a spider.
you would think that it would be more stealthy.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah, most people when they see a spider just crawling along, they're like, "Oh, that's just a spider."
Yeah, because he remembers
druids go
this
along
dude
with a lot
could
of
see
shit.
him, though, in the ethereal. Which is why he's
Yeah.
not the one moving ahead.
That's fire.
That's not fire. That's a spider.
No, that's fire.
Ah, you're right. That is a torch. But it's not fire. It's a magical glow.
Yeah, he's ready to move whenever you guys are.
I would say you guys continue on down following Sparky. Sparky's, making a decent distance along, and eventually he would see this wide opening.
Yeah.
Null's trying to stay quiet because we were pretty far away from where we were. So, I mean, I guess I'll roll a stealth for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth
Holy
check for those who would like to,
no.
please.
No, actually did good.
Oh, good. Oh, there goes my combat rules.
Jeez. Why?
Stalverk's gonna be up on the ceiling because why not?
Yeah.
Don't know if
Following his spider. Don't worry,
Fire
Aspire.
people.
I didn't do well. Why are the 2 stealth people suddenly not rolling as
I
well?
don't know. Is this punishment?
Oh, wait,
Apparently.
hold on.
Well, you did mention that you were the stealthy one and that you had a decent modifier.
Mhm.
That's
I
like
am-
to punish that shit.
Said fuck that.
I am also gonna
Mm.
cast see invisibility.
Okay.
Cause you know, I'd
I
like
mean,
to know.
the elemental will
Bad.
tell if it's touching the ground at least.
Yeah. And I don't know if it necessarily needs to roll stealth gliding through the ground.
So, for those of you that rolled a 21 total, you guys are fine. To be fair, right at the moment, Stalverk and Letari, you guys are also fine. Helpful vanishes.
Mm-hmm.
I was a natural 20.
Yeah.
32 total.
Technically, because he's
I do have to open another character sheet because I forgot somebody.
Yeah, he did have Sparky stop. He's waiting until everybody catches up.
Fair. I throw stealth with this person real quick. And that's
I'm
a
gonna put-
decent one
I'm gonna
total.
put Cuddles where he is, so,
Yeah.
just in case that way anything within 60 feet of that that's touching the ground, he might be able to
Mhm.
sense.
Fair.
Because Tremor sense, I don't know exactly how that works.
So you guys are moving along, and like I said, Sparky sees this wide open area,
Yeah.
and it's interesting. And I see Stalverk doing donuts.
Well, I'm waiting to when he's allowed
It's
to move
fair.
again.
Fair. You do see some shadows and some figures in the distance. I will say one is pretty obvious, so I want to set him over here.
Goody.
The other not so obvious, so I won't put that token out yet. No.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Stalverk thinks everything to people, so he's mentioning all this. Sparky's
Yeah.
letting him know.
That's fair. Yeah, the figure you can't exactly make out, his form seems to be shifting slightly every so often.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Feel free to move forward when you guys want to.
Yeah, I mean, he'll pick up his spider when he gets here.
I'll send Cuddles further inside. Just under the ground. No longer. It's if it senses anything in here, it's no longer poking its head up. It is
What's so? What's its
predatory.
what's
60
its
feet.
passive? 60 feet.
60 feet, and it's passive. What is its passive? I don't even know what their passive is. Passive.
Before it gets up there, by the way, Fluffy,
Mhm.
it kind of stops here, and its head pokes up and looks behind you guys.
Oh,
Yeah, its
why?
passive's a 10.
Well, it has its tremor sense, and it senses something moving behind you guys.
Yeah, no, whip around.
Same.
Well,
Which kind of blows this guy's stealth, and I feel bad for him.
why do we feel bad?
Oh my god.
Oh, it's Yoggle!
Again? Freaking Yoggle!
He's just gonna
Oh,
face
fuck,
bomb.
We're still dreaming.
Do you want to know what his stealth was before you mentioned tremor sense? 30.
Oh,
No, we're not dreaming because we got premonition, remember?
He freezes. He's like, oh no.
You don't want to be here unless you want to fight.
Do you wish Yago to fight?
I'm just gonna look at the others like, do you guys wish Yoggle to fight?
Like, really bad idea.
Wait, what did you say?
It seems like a really bad idea.
Noel's thinking in his head, he'd make a good meat shield.
Listen, I love
He's not saying that out loud, though.
Tori likes Yoggle too much. She doesn't want him to get hurt.
You see him tilt his head up. There's 5 people in there.
But what?
There's 5 people in there.
Oh, that's helpful.
Oh, very helpful.
Passive perception of 30.
Damn.
Jeez, how do you get that?
Yes.
Expertise.
Let's see.
Observant.
Expertise and
wisdom.
observant, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, it's
A really good
passive
wisdom.
is 10.
It wasn't
Observant gives you
Cirrus's
5.
like over 30? I mean, yeah, it's a thing.
Ugh.
It's very easy to actually get over.
This guy has a Yago has a plus 15 in perception.
But you gotta think. I mean, if you go 10 and you just add the 12 from if you have a 6 proficiency, that's already a 22. Observant makes it a 27, and that's without adding a wisdom modifier.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
Are we going in and we bring in the dragon?
Well, if he thinks he's capable, I wouldn't mind an extra pair of hands.
Just don't get close to the Revenant.
You didn't.
Well, it was
Was
one.
previous.
Not undead. No undead.
No undead.
No undead.
Was
No,
Revenant,
no,
remember?
no,
Was.
no. 4 undead.
Oh.
Oh,
Kind
sorry,
of.
Kind of.
Oh. Like.
No, never mind. There's just dead.
Just. What?
5 alive. Several dead.
Oh.
Alright, Cuddles. Move closer.
Yeah, Stalverk's starting to grow impatient. Like, can we just go?
Go.
Just gonna go through the ground.
Yeah. Does he go? He's not gonna bother with the ethereal thing. If he gets spotted, he gets spotted.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yeah.
Glide him over here, just so he's kind of out of.
Because he's still up on the ceiling.
Letari still has sea invisibility up.
He'd be
Guess
kinda
it's fair.
this wall.
Has a reminder. It has not
I'm
been
just
an hour
happy.
yet.
The null rolled 21 with his
I mean,
plus 3.
she can definitely see Sparky now, who's been invisible the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
Like sitting on Stalverk's shoulder or something. What happens? Did anybody get spotted? Do we?
You see them talking, and you see the guy. You see Mayor kind of stop. I was wondering when you all would show up.
The question is, how many people are actually still?
Only 2 of you.
Oh.
Wow.
He's got
Oh,
a passive
fuck.
perception of 26.
Oh, fuck.
So Huffle and Yoggle is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep. They are the stealth ones.
Oh, hello,
The
and
other
fuck you too.
The other 4 figures turn. Once I grab their tokens.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god. It's the Dark Robin Hood. I love the token, by the way. The image is really cool.
Yeah, this was one of the things I found on a quick image search of Bandit.
Fair. He's gonna just walk down because, eh.
But they are far from bandits. So you took care of my creations.
Yeah, you
Christ.
know, they're not so great in the hand-to-hand.
Prototypes. And most easily captured, to be honest. The others are a bit trickier to catch. So I had to make do. Thank you for testing them for me. I'll have to make some improvements once I'm done dealing with you all.
I see there's a problem with that. You aren't leaving here alive because you can die now.
Well, if you don't think I'll live alive, then at least a couple of you are coming with me. It gets so lonely in death.
Too bad.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it does. It's not like anybody here has any idea.
I need you all to roll me initiative.
Yay!
Here we go.
Moving the things
That's
off.
Holy
better.
fuck. No. Holy god damn
Oh,
biscuits.
there you go. Sorry.
Yep, that is definitely that number. Come on.
Da-dum. Woo!
Hi, Letari.
Hi. What are you doing over there?
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh, I
So
see.
did I!
All right, boys and girls.
One moment.
It's trying. It's trying so hard.
Yago!
It's fine. Someone has advantage.
Waiting for it to calm down because it is trying to reconnect.
There.
That is a very stacked top there, y'all.
It is. It really is.
Come on. Connect me. There you go.
Yeah, I rolled the same die that I rolled for the stealth, which was an 18 on a die.
Hmm.
And then I rolled a natural 20 next.
Yeah.
It's a happy die at the moment.
I noticed. Jesus.
Ew, hopefully it stays like that during combat.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
right.
The other die that's been misbehaving is currently sitting in the corner.
Fair.
I'm out time.
Well, considering the highest it rolled was a 5.
Mm. All right. Well, this could be interesting. One moment. Where is... Oh, well, this could be interesting then. What did I made this one already. To be determined initiative for the moment. Let's locate a character sheet, it's fine. So we'll be starting at the top of the order. Once I do
Sorry,
this.
If I turn my camera facing us from them, I just see the field of floating tokens out there.
No.
It's amazing. That's a sight.
I love when I break things. Somehow I always break something that's physics in games.
Alright. Stalverk,
Ooh.
you're up first, my friend.
Cool. Okay. Get over here. And I check something.
I have a feeling I know what's about to happen.
Goody! They're all within range. Yeah. Steal and strike.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah. Uses your spell attack bonus for that, right? Not your melee? Or does it use your melee? Okay.
We would spell attack, because
Apparently it's a spell, so yeah.
Alright,
yeah,
so...
it does.
Yeah, it is 26 for this one.
For that one? That hits.
I don't think a 12 will hit the one behind here.
It will not.
22 for this one?
22, I believe, just hits.
Oh god. Which means a dirty 20 is gonna miss this one, isn't it?
Yep.
Fuck. I rolled... God, that's not bad. 29 to hit, Father Dearest here.
Yes.
So I hit 3. Okay. Give me a sec. I love how he hit, missed, and hit. Oh god, you know what? I'm going to my die spot because fuck rolling 6d10s, whereas... I'm not gonna try to find 6 of those in this pile of bullshit.
Fair.
So the first one takes 32.
32. Oh, great. Give me one moment.
Okay. Seems fitting. I'm just gonna...
All right.
Okay. The next one takes 24.
All right. Which one? That was the third one, correct?
Yes.
All right. 24?
Yeah, he hits the dad for 52.
Oh, that's thick damage.
Yeah, because this is why I said it seemed fitting.
6d10 is a bit excessive.
Look at the fucking last roll, though. It's almost maximal.
I just...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. 52 out of 60.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's just gonna appear in front of him then. Actually, probably appear more... probably like here, just because the other people have to attack too. So he does not direct line of sight there. Bonus action. Yeah, he's gonna put up Zephyr Strike in case he needs to get out of there.
All right. Let's see here. Who was next? It was Father Dearest, wasn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it is Father Dearest.
Good.
So, you see, his hand was already at his side, and when you came across it, kind of pulled his arm from its side, but with that drew a sword. He looks down at it. Alright. And it ignites in fire.
Oh, fun.
And he'll just do like an upward cutting swing towards you.
Okay.
That is a 27 to hit.
That hits.
That is going to be 13 points of slashing.
Okay.
And he will bring it back down in a downward strike. That will miss with a 16, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
He will swing again. That will miss with a 13. And he will swing for his fourth attack.
Oh, dear.
That is a dirty 30.
Yeah, that might hit. Just a little bit.
And that is 12 points of slashing. No, you notice no fire damage, though, as the flames burn cold.
Interesting.
No.
It's just a Hellfire longsword.
What does that mean?
If you hit 0 hit points, because of this sword, your soul is directly funneled to the river Styx.
Yike.
Actually, I take it back. It has to be killed. So not just 0. You have to be killed by it.
Okay.
You're fine. You have time.
Okay.
I mean, it's really hard to kill Stalverk with that kind of damage.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is it for him because he feels pretty confident where he is. Here's where some interesting stuff might happen. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He kind of bolts in. And he will fire his short bow at big man.
And he was still stealthed.
Yes, he was. So he has advantage.
Woo.
And that is a 26 to hit. Let's see. I want to double check. I don't remember what type of. It's been a while since I created this rogue. I believe he is. Yes, he is a thief. Okay. It's fine. So we get sneak attack damage though. So first, initially, it's 10 points of piercing. But then the fun part comes from yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love rogues. They may only hit once turn, but when they hit, they hurt.
And it's going to be 10d6.
Mm-hmm.
And that is 41 points of sneak attack damage.
Lovely.
He's still looking okay. Sure, that's fine, right?
Mm.
I'm sure it's fine. I can fix that.
And bonus action, he will use a feature of one of his items, and he kind of vanishes quickly and appears next to this, and the flame goes out, and he will stealth. Black Dragonborns.
Mm-hmm.
And for now, he is stealth. So technically, you guys don't see him either, but he is stealth. Up next is, I believe, Null.
5, 10, 15, 30 as far as I can get. As he's running in, he's going to bonus action cast a spell. At 5th level. Spirit Shroud.
Oh dear,
It's
what
just
is
like-
that?
From the sword, just like little motes of red energy kind of float around him in a 10-foot radius. Until the spell ends, I deal, because I cast it at 5th level, 2d8, either cold, necrotic, or radiant, my choice. When I cast the spell, I'm choosing radiant. If I hit a creature within 10 feet of me, that's when I get that extra damage. However, any creature I hit that takes this damage cannot regain hit points until the start of my next turn. In addition, any creature that starts their turn within 10 feet of me has their speed reduced, of my creature of my choice, has their speed reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Well,
And as my action, he is well within, I believe, the ranges. Yeah, 120 feet. I'll make a spell attack. As a cantrip. Against Daddy Dearest, but I think I missed with a 14.
You do miss, unfortunately. Sorry.
This thing's going to glide underground. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. And it's just going to glide in this general area. It's his action to dash.
This is fair.
Fine. That's a surprise for next round.
That is very fair. It's fine.
That's my turn. I'm going to keep concentration on that spell.
Alright. Un momento, por favor.
I rolled my concentration on Zephyr Strike.
Oh, dear. Fair.
It's still up. It's
Okay.
got an 11 and
Hang on.
13.
Aha! I did math. Uno momento. Things are acting wonky over here.
Here.
Alrighty. So. After Null, it is Letari's turn. Oh no.
Yay.
Oh no, Letari's got a gun.
Yeah. I'm just gonna slip into the room. 10, 15, 20. That way, number one, I'm not shooting past people as I...
You're not on a square. That bothers
Am I
me.
not? Oh, wait, what the heck? Oh, sorry, hard to see lines. Put her there because that's half a square right there. So do that. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to decide who my target's going to. Yeah, I guess I'll start shooting at some of the little guys. Because
Fair.
Daddy's been focused enough. And, Stalverk's a little bit crowded over there. I'm gonna focus on this guy first.
Which guy?
I'm gonna do
The one next
rat-
to Stalverk. You don't have him
Oh, the
marked,
left
so
side?
I don't know.
It's fine. I'm getting to that. It's fine. It's fine.
Ew, I know it's supposed to 16 hits.
16 does not hit.
I don't think so. Bonus action reload and second shot. New die, apparently!
Oh.
Can't roll above a 10!
Ugh.
That was a 3 on the die. That's my turn.
Right. And that was your turn?
Yeah, I've got nothing else.
So-
I can shoot twice.
It's fine. So after that, it is David's turn.
Alrighty, do I see his question?
Mm-hmm.
Puddles would be safe from a possible area of effect, right?
Puddles is currently under the ground.
Oh no.
Sweet, sweet. So I would like to do a thing. You know what? Fuck it, I'll do it at that level. I wish to cast a fireball at 5th level to get as much of this group as I can, seeing as Cuddles is safe.
Without hitting Stalverk?
Yes.
Oh.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, so if you hit, like, back here,
I think he's also trying to get this one.
5, 10, 15, 20.
So long as I get more than 2.
Yeah, even
You would hit
Carl's spot,
you
you
would
would hit
hit-
all 4 of them.
Yeah, you would hit everyone but Stalverk and the main bandit guy over here.
Cool, alright, I'll do that. I'll need dex saves, and I'll be doing this level.
Alright, you need dex
Yeah.
saves.
Saving throws for when the AC is too high, the wizard says fuck you. Or sorcerer.
So bandit number 2 fails, I'm assuming with a 15.
That will fail.
Bandit number 3 succeeds with a 27, I'm assuming.
Yeah, just for ease, DC is 19.
Okay, so bandit 4 succeeded. And let's see what Daddy Dearest does. Daddy Dearest. Nope. That's an 8.
Nope.
Actually, you know what? He will use one use of Indomitable and try and reroll that. That's worse! So double no. So it's a natural 1 on the reroll.
I feel that.
Fireball is 11d6, right?
5th level increases
level's
by
8.
9, 10.
Oh,
If you're casting a 5th, it's 10.
Yep. It's a D6 per.
mere bot of counting because I'm a...
Disintegrates to bullshit when it adds 3d6 per level increase.
Mm-hmm.
And it's already unnecessary.
Oh, that's 42 of the Bernies.
42?
42 of the fire.
Okay, so Padre takes 42. Bandit 2 succeeded. Let's take half. Bandit 3 failed. And Bandit 4 succeeded. Okay. So this is fine, I'm sure.
He's also going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that'll be his turn.
Hmm. so. It's fine. That hurt. That was some, no. Stop that. No. Stop it. That was hurty. That was hurty damage. Was that it for David?
Yep.
Alright.
I don't like that none of those have moved yet.
Nope. Because they have not been ordered to yet. They would join initiative here soon. It's fine. Yeah, we're joking about Yago being a meat shield. Now he has distractions.
We'll see how distracted I am.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, so let's see. I need to pull up Huffle's character sheet again, because 30 feet of movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and we'll aim straight ahead at boom and boom. Or lightning bolt.
Pass null.
Past null and past Stalverk, technically.
I like how Stalverk swings at him with his thing that gets hit, and all of a sudden, right from his face, and then lightning bolt shortly after.
Well, shit.
Great, so he needs to make a dex save. I'm just doing it base level for the moment, because I don't want to eat up all her high level spells.
It's Huffle.
I know.
Yeah.
He fails with a 16. At least I think. Hold on. Let me double check. I believe her spell save is higher than a 16. Just barely. Her DC is a 17.
Woo!
He is not going to waste his indomitable to reroll that. And the bandit succeeds with a 24, so he takes no damage.
Evasion.
Oh, I fucked up. Oh, well, they'll take that fireball damage still. Actually, no. They're not active yet. So they still take half damage.
Oh, dear.
He said he needed to make improvements, didn't he?
What does that mean?
So that's 26 points of lightning damage.
Pretty obvious.
And bandit number 2 will take 13 of it.
These are other copies.
I don't like it.
Copies of one of them in particular.
I don't like it.
There's a reason one is labeled main.
Burp, burp, burp.
Alright, and that is going to be it for Hoofle. Now it is the main bandit's turn. Because he was just going to wait to see how this played out. You see him kind of lift up his arm. Bonus action, he hits a button on a device on his wrist. And you see the other 3. You hear a metallic cracking sound. Stalverk, you hear it much clearer than everybody else since you're right there at them. As they start cracking their necks and it's a metallic cracking, and their eyes flare. They're now active.
Oh, I hate that.
So I need to roll initiative for those 3. So for Bandit 2, he will go in the 15 slot next initiative. Bandit 3 will go in the 16 slot next initiative. Oh, please don't you... I was about to say, please don't you dare roll don't you roll a 12. Okay, that's slightly better. That's fine.
And there's a large gap for him to fill.
Well, that's fine. This one rolled that.
Okay.
Kind of rolled a 3.
The odds of them fitting here are
I
higher
would've-
than anywhere else.
Oh yeah. I was going to die laughing if you rolled a 12. Just saying. So that was his bonus action. Action. He will step here. Even though he didn't need to. Technically. But he still will. And will draw his rapier and try and stick you with it.
Cool.
Natural 20.
Cool.
Which includes sneak attack damage. So, initially, that is 13 points of piercing.
Yeah, 13.
What's your sneak attack damage, person? How many ouchie points do you do? $13 plus 54 is 60. What did I say? It was 13. 13 plus 54 is 67. So 67 initially.
Okay. I'm waiting to add it.
Plus 7, 74. 74 plus 28.
So
102.
102.
That's a
ow.
lot.
Albert's
That's a
That's a
bloody.
lot.
Oh, gee.
And that was his only action.
Mm-hmm.
And just imagine, there's 3 more of them.
Yeah.
So, that's his turn. Now we'll get back to the top of the order. Stalverk!
Ow!
You just got
Fuck
ouchie.
her!
You just took ouchie damage.
Bonus action, he's casting a healing spirit at 8th level on himself.
Oh.
So that's
a lot of healing.
7d6. Yeah. Plus he gets a d6, so it's technically 8d6 total.
Yeah,
Plus 5.
because regeneration.
We love that.
Yeah.
Regeneration is high.
Mm-hmm. It is nice. That's its bonus action.
Yeah.
Plus, go back 34. Cool. And after the question I asked you, he's gonna use one of his actions to activate something on the blade.
Yeah,
As it coats with poison.
it's fine.
This is a once a day thing he can do.
And it lasts for like, what, a minute, you
It
said?
lasts for a minute, yeah.
Yeah, so that's, yeah, it's fine.
Extra ouchie damage.
It
Extra
doesn't
ouchie
do
damage.
It makes them make con saves every time he hits them if they don't have like immune to poison.
Oh, the poison condition's even
Gives
worse.
them the condition, yeah.
Yeah.
And knocks them out if they fail it 5 times.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so his other 2
I'm
attacks, he's gonna swing at this one. He's gonna see if it affects him, so he'll swing at both of them.
Alright, so who are you swinging at first?
What's his fave?
Big Daddy?
The main.
Oh, no, the Bandit. Bandit. Alright,
Yeah,
so
28?
that hits.
Babs rails around. Fuck you.
Yeah,
100%.
which that'll also
Pre-roll.
take the... Actually, I need to roll. I don't think he kept concentration. Nope, he did not keep sorry up because that was a lot of damage. He would have had to get a nat 20.
Only a 51 DC.
Yeah.
That would
So
require
we're
a
just
nat
gonna
20.
we're just gonna put that D8 away then. So much for the force
Yeah.
damage. So he takes 13 plus 4 bleed.
13 plus 4, so 17. And I pre-rolled the con save.
Mhm.
It's 23 total.
Yeah, the DC 17 from the weapon.
Gotcha. All right.
Does a 21 hit the daddy?
Yes.
Sweet.
Just barely.
Oof. That's not as much damage. 5 plus 2.
That was 2. Okay, so he will not take the bleed damage on his next turn, but he will take that initial bleed damage on that.
Okay. Does he make the con save? Does it seem
Oh.
like him?
Uh,
I don't know
holy
if he's
shit.
immune to that or not.
well, he wouldn't. He's not anymore. And he's going to try and use his. I think how many uses of this does he have? He will use his second use of Indomitable.
Mm-hmm.
And no!
He is poisoned.
First roll was a natural 1, second one was a 3 on the die. Which only brought it to a 16.
Now, it doesn't say on here if he makes it at the beginning or the end of his turn, but I'm pretty sure because it says...
Generally, those sorts of
It
things are end
says-
of their next turn.
If the saving throw fails 5 or more, is it based on how many times I hit him, I wonder? Because he's under the condition,
Probably.
but I wonder if he has to make it every time I hit him with it now. Because it doesn't say that.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's supposed to be.
Probably. He's probably stuck with that for that. Yeah.
It's an hour.
Yeah. Sure, it's fine. He just has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So is that the ouchie size wielder's turn ended?
Yeah, I used all his stuff other than moving, and he's not going to move right now.
That is fair.
He's got something healing him.
Yeah, that's very fair. He's gonna attempt
He also
to.
has a null.
That's also fair. He's going to. You know what? Yeah, this will be fine. So he's Oh, this is not going to do it all. And he is going to use his action to burn his once a day thing. Oh no. Cast Armor of Agathis at 7th level.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So he currently has 35 temporary hit points.
You know what I realized? I didn't add the +9 to it. To either of those attacks.
Oh, Jesus. What is that, damage or?
That's the damage, yeah, because it's a +3 weapon.
Right. So I'm just going to add 9 to his damage taken and just take it off. And same for Mr. Bandit Man.
Yeah. I was like,
There
wait a
we
minute,
go.
5 seems so low.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, that's true. So that's fine. He's kind of. Oh, you know what? How would I have him take the damage before giving him temporary HP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to cry if you go into negative temp HP. That'd have been hilarious. It's fine. There we go. Better. So yeah, he is kind of
It does
bonus
damage
actions.
every time you hit him, doesn't it? Or is it only
It-
when it's destroyed?
Let me reread the. Let me see. Protecting magical force surrounds you, manifesting as a spectral frost that covers you and your gear. It's going to read the base level as far as for it. You gain 5 temporary hit points for duration. If a creature hits you with a melee attack, while you have these hit points, the creature takes that amount of cold damage. So, while that 35 points is active, you hit him, you take 35 points of cold damage.
I think it's with melee, though.
Yeah.
Or within 5 feet.
Yeah.
So ranged attacks are fine.
Yeah, but say if somebody else hits him, Stalverk won't take that cold damage still, even though he's within 5 feet.
Yeah, it's usually the attacker.
Yep.
It's a retaliatory thing.
Yeah. It's fine. He decided now it's the best time to use that. And it was at a cost, it's fine. So yeah, that is his turn. Because he's not feeling like he needs to use his second wind yet. Oh no. It's just fine.
Is it?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so next up is Yaggle. And Yaggle is stealth. Yaggle will now shoot at the bandit man. Actually, you know what? Yaggle will not shoot at the bandit man. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bonus action dash. Yaggle was stealthed. Yaggle will no longer be stealthed after this. Yaggle will return the favor and pull out a rapier. And will stab.
That flanking rogue, though. A rogue flanking a person being flanked by
I'm
another
not
rogue.
shitting you, by the way. That is another natural 20. Yaggle critted.
Go, Yaggle.
I'm scared that Yaggle critted. Look, mate. Yaggle returned the favor and critted the bandit.
I'm sure this is fine.
It's perfect, fine. So, difference between this bandit and Yaggle. Yaggle's a level 20 rogue. Oh, so that's 10d6. So that's 73 automatically. So 3 plus 12 is 85. $85 plus 32 is 117.
How much was it? 85 plus what?
85 plus 32 leaves 117.
Yes.
The bandit takes 117 points of damage. He is not looking good.
Stalverk will look at everybody. We're keeping it.
Yeah, right? It's like he did the ouchie. He stays. He stays. He's ours now. And that is his turn. Because he had the bonus action dash to get up there, it's fine.
That's fair.
No!
5, 10, 15, 20. And I apologize for any difficulty this may give you.
Oh,
Sorry.
no.
But he will stomp his foot down and at 5th level cast command and say, grovel. That can affect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures.
Wisdom saves, correct?
DC 19.
Natural 20 for Papa. So that's 27 total.
Mhm.
Only 16 for Bandit 1. So
Okay.
So would that mean he goes prone?
On his turn, he will spend his action going prone and ending his turn after that.
Alright, so I'm just going to pre-flip him. He's not prone right now. I'm just going to pre-flip him to mark that he's prone. Or will be prone. Bandit 2. That was a 13 total. 20 for Bandit 3, so he stays standing. And 20 for Bandit 4.
Okay. I removed 2 from the
Actually,
equation.
wait. I have to re-roll for 3 and 4. I realized a feature I gave them.
Oh.
Okay, so Bandit 3 still would have succeeded with his dirty 20. Bandit 4 fails with a 17 total. If the main is affected by something, they have disadvantage on the spell.
Ooh.
Because he's the one controlling them. It's fine.
Surprise, Earth Elemental.
Oh no. Surprise cuddles.
That's an 18 and 18.
Total 18?
Yep.
Do not hit.
Sinks back in. Just like the legs come out.
No.
Legs
Yeah.
come out, and then it'll shift over here. It's gonna
When
keep
is
like...
yours skinnier?
It's gonna keep like moving every time it attacks to try to, so they don't
Get somebody
know
else.
necessarily where it is.
Fair.
You never know
Alright.
where it's gonna come out and where it's gonna attack. Even Null doesn't know at this point.
Fair. Letari.
They're technically not prone for you now, Letari. So
They're not. That's just marking so I remember which ones will be prone.
Neat.
But I removed 3 out of their turns.
Yeah. It's
Alright.
fine.
We're still in Animus range, right?
I believe Animus' range is 80 feet.
Yeah. I think so.
What is normal gun distance? Actually, I got this.
Remember,
One
it was
moment.
pepper box range.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's 55, so I'm pretty sure they're all within 80 feet.
Everyone but this one. This is 80 right here.
Yeah.
He's like just barely out of it. Fine, I'll just
Yeah,
fall,
I
like,
know it's a
dumb
ranged
on them.
weapon. Why?
Stalverk
come here.
will remember this.
Range, here we go. Jeez Louise. Yeah, 80. Okay. So, we're gonna use Animus because I don't feel like using to reload at the moment.
Fair.
So we're going to start with the main one.
Fair. Would you like to move so you're not trying to aim past Null?
Yeah.
Just figured I would ask. I mean, if you want to try and do, through and through shot on Null, be my guest,
yeah.
but you will have to answer for that.
It's fine. I'll go here.
She can even hit Null.
That's also true.
Listen here.
Oh my
I have
god, it's
shield
Terry
for
with
a reason.
guns.
22 to hit.
22
That would have hit Null. No matter what I
is
did.
1 over his AC.
Hallelujah, praise the Lord. That's plate. Okay, there's that. And these two.
The highest AC Null can reach is 21.
21?
Well, that's what Elden never consequences.
So that's gonna be
12 points of piercing damage, and then 7 points of psychic.
18 total. I will say, you notice with that 7 points of psychic,
Mm-hmm.
you notice all the other ones grab their head slightly.
Ooh! We love that. We're gonna keep doing that.
You know?
Effective.
Second shot. 17?
Misses.
I literally have no psychic damage spells.
Same.
I might have psychic spells, but I'm gonna focus on shooting.
I'll be honest, the only reason this is even an effect is because it is a mental link with the original.
Yeah, the closest I have is force.
Mhm.
Yeah, it doesn't look like I've got anything psychic spell-wise, but I'm going to use my bonus action to reload bad news on the off chance that I decide that I need it.
Air.
And that'll be my turn.
You only took. Oh yeah, you took a second shot and you missed. That's right.
Yep,
You shot, you fired, you missed.
pretty much.
All right, so after Letari, Bandit number 3. Oh boy,
The one that saved.
5. Cuddles gets an attack of opportunity, doesn't he?
He's underground, I don't know.
Yeah, he's technically he died a little bit underground. So he's just kind of like
Fair.
he's just under the surface, basically.
He will
Oh,
attempt to hit you.
that's poor life choices.
We'll pull out a rapier, and we'll attempt to stab. That is a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That is 11 points of piercy.
Okay,
Uh,
and that is concentration check of 14.
yeah. And that is it for his turn. And after him, it is Bandit 2, who drops prone and says nothing. Says can't say anything because they don't talk. It's fine.
Yeah.
But you know what he's doing. After them, it is David's turn.
David muted.
What about that?
Oh, good.
Let's see here. So they're groveling, so range pain for them.
Just this one right here.
Oh, just that one? Right. Okay.
It hasn't got to their turns yet.
Ah,
But next
Come on,
round,
the
all of
range
them will be groveling.
brain spazzed. It's fine. Let's see. How annoyed am I at this guy's existence? Not very. I need a con save from the father.
Answer from Papa.
Concerning.
God damn it.
Hey.
EC 19.
He will use his last Indomitable.
Good.
And that is a 32 total.
Okay, he is not affected by frostbite.
Just saying, first roll is a natural 1. I don't know why the dice don't like me initially today. Fine though.
No,
I will get my vengeance.
I'll be happy with the fact that I ate a stack of something. And that is unfortunately all I got.
Fair. It is now Bandit's 4's turn, and guess what? He gropples. So, that is fine. Hey, it's Awful's turn. Oh, no.
I like how the two they're groveling are just like the ones right here in the back here.
Mm-hmm.
First
Mhm.
right now.
you know what? The main bandit isn't groveling yet. So, Huffle, come here. What are your spells you got right now? You know what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Actually, 25. So, this bandit here is going to have something interesting happen. You need to make a dex save. Which it does not succeed, apparently. Okay, dice. I'm going to start rolling physical dice now. Thank you, Danny Bound Dice Roller. I'll take half because of evasion, but I found a spell she doesn't use often. As Huffle will cast Agonizer's Scorcher.
What does that do?
A line of roaring flame 30 feet long and 5 feet wide emanates from you in a direction you choose. Each creature in the line must make a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 3d8 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
She almost never gets close enough to use that.
Yeah. So it failed the dex save, and there's 3d8. And that is 14 points of fire damage, which would be halved because of evasion. But so that would go to 7. He doesn't look very good at the moment. He will not look good for a bit. It's her turn. Main bandit grovels. End of his turn. Stalverk, your turn.
Woohoo! He's gonna make 3 attacks against Daddy.
Also, one little interjection here. All 3 of the ones that use their actions to grovel, they'll use half their movement to stand back up.
No, they don't.
Well, it only says they took their action.
Command says... target must... drops for grovel, falls prone, then ends its turn.
Oh yeah, because it does have specifics on there for certain commands.
I did not realize that certain commands overrid the actual command. Okay.
It gives a list of them.
Yeah, that's one of the ones in the list. Grovel, Darkerfon's prone, and then ends its turn.
Okay. Well, never mind. No, they don't.
That one in drop says the same thing. Approach and flee are different.
That first is a 31.
Who are you hitting?
Daddy.
31 does hit.
Yeah, I imagine a 32 does as well.
Yep.
23?
23 also hits him.
Sweet, I'll need 3 con saves from him here in a second.
Yeah, I need you to do each damage separately.
Okay, I'm also adding my...
Because he does still have the temporary hit points.
Yeah, Stalverk really doesn't care, in all honesty. I'll be 100% honest, he just does not care.
I just need to know how often you're taking this cold damage. That's the only reason I was meaning as far as separately.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because he only takes the temp HP's thing of it, right?
Yeah, he'll take 35
Yeah.
each time he hits while he has the temp HP.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not just how much temps is left, just 35 in total. Each time.
Unless you take out in 1 hit or 2 hits, then it's only for...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I gotta do math here.
Fair.
Right,
Feel
his
it.
health over here. So that way I can. He just takes the bleed initially, right?
Yes, he does not take it
Okay.
stacking due to
Well, that's
certain
23
features.
for the first one.
23 for the first one. So with that, Stalverk would take 35 cold.
Hmm. For the second one. 21.
21. And with that, his temp HP is gone, but you still take another 35 cold.
Yeah.
And then his temp HP is gone, though.
Good to know. Good to know.
So, this last one, you will not take any damage.
Good. Da. What's that? So 24.
24. Alright. I will say it was difficult to see at first when he initially reached this stage, but he is bloodied.
So is Stalverk now. It's fine. He's again.
Oh.
I mean, that was 70 points of damage.
Yeah, 70 points of cold, yeah. That's why Armor of Agathis is... Say Armor of Agathis is a fox, but that's
the
a
reason why
fuck
it's
you.
normally only a warlock spell.
Yep. He was given a gift. It's fine.
You want to class that with a sorcerer and you get knife level spells, that's bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Bonus action. Yeah, he'll stay there.
Alright. Yeah.
Which I actually need to make con saves for those. For that.
Oh, yeah, he will. So 26 for the first one.
Yeah, no, the healing spirit is not there anymore.
Fair. He failed one of them.
Okay.
So that is the second fail for that. That's fine. I'm sure that's fine, right? That's fine. That was into Stalverk's turn. Oh god, it's his turn, and now he has to make attacks with disadvantage. Oh boy. Poison Satisfact is fuck you. Yeah, he'll go ahead and let's see. Yeah, that's 2 13s on the die, so 24 total.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So that's going to be 12 points of slashing.
Okay.
Second attack. 15 does not hit.
No.
$23 total.
Yep, that hits.
So good thing that was disadvantaged because there was a natural 20.
Oof.
So that is 8 points of slashing.
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth and final is a no.
Yeah, he's still standing. That's fine. Totally fine.
I'm not even going to dignify what that total was with saying what it was. It's fine. It was ass. It is now Yaggle's turn. Yaggle sees guy on ground. What does Yaggle do? Yeah.
Stab
Yaggle,
guy
don't
on
be-
ground.
Yago, don't be mean to this guy, please.
Pardon me, Ogle. It only lasts for a second.
Sorry, I keep being RBing, but I'll be right back again.
Oh, all good. Yeah, he'll stab with the rapier. Okay, the guy's dead.
Yep.
Yago hit critted again.
Nice.
Damn.
I wish I was joking, by the way. I'm not even gonna roll. The main guy's dead. The main bandit's dead, and guess what that means?
They all just shut down.
Lapses. These two are groveling, but their bodies go limp, and this one just drops.
Well, that makes things. Oh, that's about 10 times easier.
Yeah, fuck it. He'll use this, Oh boy. He is really about to do that. Yes, he is. He will go 5, 10. Stand here. Yeah. You know what? No. He will move right here and will use his bonus action. Use his feature Fast Hands. You can use your bonus action granted by your cunning action to make a sleight of hand check. Use your thieves' tools to disarm a trap or open a lock, or take the use an object action. Yeah, he's going to roll a sleight of hand check for something here. And that is an 18 on the dice with 35.
Fuck.
So with a 35 sleight of hand, look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this is the equivalent of in Skyrim where you can get the remove equipped items feature in the stealth. You notice him remove a piece of clothing around him. As Yago kind of holds up a cloak in his hand and kind of puts it in his bag.
Fucking stole this man's cloak.
Player knowledge, he just yoinked the dad's cloak of protection.
Oh, hey, that's
Fucking
useful.
yoinked the magic item right out the man.
Yes, he did. He just yoinked it.
He just did him a
Oh my god.
Yes, he did. And people say the thief rogue is useless.
No class or
My
subclass
friend.
is useless if you use it well enough.
Exactly. Anyways, that's the end of Yago's turn. I believe it's now Null's turn. Null, it's your turn, and you have Daddy Dearest.
In 20. We're gonna flank for advantage on this hit. Thank God for advantage. What is my to hit? I forget.
It's a thing.
It is a 13 plus 5, so that's 18 total.
How much total?
18.
18 total does not hit.
We'll see if that changes with Favored by the Gods. That makes it a 21 total.
So here's the thing, his AC was 21. It is now 20.
Right. No more cloak of protection.
That hits. It would have hit with a 21, but
We're gonna
yeah.
pump a 4th level Divine Smite into this.
Oh dear.
That's gonna
He's
hurt.
about to be an ouchie.
So that is 5d8 by itself, plus the 3d8. So that's 8d8.
Lovely.
Thankfully he's not undead anymore, so he won't take the extra one.
We're gonna use the dice bot for this because it's a lot of dice.
That is a lot of dice. That's broken dice.
Plus the 2d6 fire. So that is 59 total damage. And until the start of my next turn, he cannot heal.
Why do you think he's been healing?
There's no chance now.
He would have healed with second wind, but you asshole.
And also, anything when he starts his turn within 10 feet of me, he will also lose 10 feet of movement.
Well, he's kind of there. It's fine.
That's fine. That's end of his turn, but Cuddles is going to just actually come up and stand up now. It's going to help give Yago advantage.
So, Letari... Oh, no. Letari, it's your turn.
Okay,
Like,
everybody else is on the ground.
No, Cuddles needs to go. Cuddles needs to smack.
Well, he misses
Cuddles.
the first one.
Okay.
Natural.
Amazing.
Welcome back. Cuddles just crit!
Cuddles just crit.
Oh, no!
It's not a lot of damage, but it is a decent amount of damage.
So, Yago murdered the main bandit with a crit. Now Cuddles is smacking Daddy with a crit. Cool.
So, 36.
Yes, I want to keep saying it that way.
You know?
Between me and my Earth Elemental, we just did 95 total.
How much did Cuddles do?
He did 36 with his crit.
Okay. You can't take another hit like that.
That's fine.
Letari,
Yeah.
if that is all his Cuddles, it is now your turn.
Yeah, he missed the first one. The highest he rolls an 18 on the first one.
Everybody else is on the ground?
Everyone else seems to be... Well, one's dead and everyone the rest of them aren't moving anymore.
Yeah.
Alright, then we focus back on Dad.
Yeah, he's all that's left.
Alright, then we're gonna do a bad news.
Oh, poor Yago. Nope, Yago's not in firing distance. It's fine. No, he's not. I want to move him.
28.
Don't tell. Okay.
28 to hit. Yeah. Okay, and then that one. Okay, so that's gonna be 21 points of piercing and 3 points of acid. Good.
Okay.
And we fire again.
Okay.
Not as good.
Hello?
I think I'm gonna miss.
That
That's
misses.
a 19.
Oh, hello?
Uh-oh.
Hello? Oh,
Yeah.
there's a spike there.
No, there's more than a spike.
It's still going.
Yeah.
I was
Come on.
looking down at dice. I apologize.
There we go. You're gonna have to repeat that last thing.
Okay. So first attack hit with 28 and did 26.
24.
Oh no, that got
damage?
caught. I was saying the second one, the last
Okay.
thing
Uh,
that you did.
yeah. 19 to hit.
Mish.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and action surge. Why not? Bonus action reload again. Dirty 20.
Letari,
Yo.
how do you want to do this?
Yeet!
He had 1 hit point left.
Neat. It's going through his chest.
You assume this man has a heart.
Well, he did,
takes,
and now
he
it's
takes
all
no
over y'all.
damage. He takes no damage because there is no heart there.
If you look into your heart, which is currently all over Yoggle,
God damn it.
Yeah, yeah. His body, you see his eyes go wide for a moment, looks down, and the calm expression goes on his face. As he still held a paler complexion from being revenant. Color goes back to his face before his body drops.
Nice shot.
Don't ever ask me to do that again, because I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
I'm
You see,
gonna...
What are you gonna do?
No, he's gonna go fucking sit down or lean against a wall
Okay.
because he's kind of
Fair.
hurting.
Diago will crash in and go through his pockets.
Yeah, fair. He's just gonna come and
Stalverk's
lean
gonna
against.
get 80 back.
Oh, Jesus.
Heal.
Yeah. He was at 55, by the way.
Jeez Louise!
Yeah,
He took two,
I was
like, over 70 damages.
I was like,
That's just...
Null's ever gonna heal, which could go decently, but I might not. I'll do the damage or hit with a divine smite. Still can't believe I did fucking 59 points of damage in one hit.
Yeah, and he'll just kind of slowly recover as time goes on.
I will also mark off that I used that spell. Wait, is it? Where is my character sheet?
Yes.
Sorry, it's 70, not 80. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
casting at 6th level. He's keeping teleport in case we need it.
Fair.
See Yaggle pull off the man's breastplate, pulls it up. Can anyone use this?
Uh,
I prefer not to wear armor.
I can technically. I don't usually wear armor. Depends on what it is, I suppose.
He hands it over. It is... it's magic.
I will take a moment to just look over it.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Alrighty. I will roll that with my sorcery point. Because that was stupid. 24.
That is a +2 breastplate.
I had to look at something. That might be more use than he's currently got. Because fun fact, when you multi-level into a belt and you can get medium armor, you don't get heavy armor. But you get medium armor and shields. Just not heavy.
So, Yago will lay out what he pulled off of him, except for 2 items. He may or may not be holding on to the to a sword, and the cloak he is proud that he yoinked from the man mid-combat.
Yeah, fair.
He sets down a ring, and he sets down a player knowledge +1 longsword. And you can assume and be correct that it is a ring of protection.
Fair. Holy shit, he gets 2 more AC if he wears this breastplate.
David's good on the loot here. And you guys kill each other for it.
Question, does Huffle wear armor?
Huffle is rogue. Huffle, I do not
Rogue and
believe
wizard, so I don't think she can.
I believe they can wear up to
leathers and studded, I think.
That's more. Or
I believe so.
Is she actually wearing it at the moment, or is she not?
Yeah, because she started wizard. I don't know if she ever got armor.
I don't know. Inventory. Apparently, she has a mithril chain shirt that she's not wearing.
Duh!
If I don't know
Right,
if she can wear that.
I don't think she can because it's 20. It's a 20-pound thing.
Yeah, she's not strong.
Yeah. Otherwise, she has no actual armor. Oh, take it back. She's wearing a leather armor.
Okay. Yeah, mithril chain shirt is actually light.
Yeah, it is.
It's a light metal, but it's not a light armor. It just doesn't. If
Yeah,
it has
it counts as a medium.
it does not require it.
It's loud, is why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
she's wearing
medium
leather,
because
so-
it can take the hits, but it's technically a light armor in a sense.
So,
I don't know if rogues can wear it though. You'd have to.
Actually,
I don't think they can.
since it is made of mithril, it does not impose disadvantage on dexterity checks, on stealth checks.
yeah, because she's wearing leather armor at least the moment. David's not wearing armor, right?
He's wearing studded?
I believe so.
This might be better for you if you want it. One of you two. He's just gonna hold up the amulet of mage armor. Because, well, they might not be able to wield the breastplate, and he can. It basically just gives you mage armor as long as you wear it. As long as you're not wearing armor. Which is a 13 plus your dex.
Wait, and that's on top of armor?
No. That is if you're not wearing armor.
What is... It would only boost Huffle's AC by 1.
And she can't wear medium anyway. They looked. Rogues can only wear light
Yeah.
types.
Which is why she can't actually wear that mithril chain shirt, technically.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where she found that because I
No
can't
clue.
find that as an actual thing. It just
Unless
says
she
it's
found a
armor.
homebrew item.
It might have been a thing that got looted at some point and we forgot about it.
I don't remember.
Might be questions later.
Yep, might be questions later.
That amulet would buff.
Oh, it's just-
by 1.
Okay, so you put it under a chain shirt or breastplate version,
Mm.
but it is
Okay, so
counted as
basically-
medium or heavy.
Literally, Huffle and David will both get +1 from my amulet. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fight!
I'm honestly good to not, because, like,
How would
I'm
you
okay
hold on?
without it at the moment. We
Alright.
we can fight to the death when we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
be in properly.
We'll hold
Yeah, I
on
say,
to
how
it
would you
now.
hold on to it? Just make note that it can go to either of them.
Yeah, because Letari can technically wear decent armor.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can. Between Artificer and Fighter, I actually have decent on right now. I'm at a 19, so I'm fine.
Yeah, he'll fucking put on the breastplate. Goddamn. 23 AC. If he uses shield spell now, it's fine.
Hmm. Oh my god, he'd match Stalverk if Stalverk has haste. Wait, they both. Wait, do they both have? You said with shield or?
With the shield spell.
Oh, okay. I was about to say if they both have the same AC, there's a problem.
He's got 18 currently. If he uses the otherworldly guys, he can get to a 20 total. And then 25 AC if he uses the shield spell.
Jesus.
Yeah, still has the +1 longsword and a ring of protection. Up for grabs.
Well, Stalverk has 2 weapons as it is, so he's not gonna take the longsword.
Fair.
And I don't think he can attune to anything else.
Yeah, that's what I was trying
What
to
is
figure out.
Letari's melee weapon?
He has
A
Whisper.
rapier.
Mm,
She has a rapier on her.
well, that sword's strength based.
Yeah, his attunement's full.
Yeah, her strength is a +2. It's not bad, but her dex is obviously the better option.
And Huffle cannot use a longsword. As a rogue, that is not a thing that can be used.
Yeah. Null's also full
I am
on
the
2 inches of
warlock
ring protection will not
today.
help him.
Well, actually, I take that back. I think the weapon thing goes off until certain levels because Yago can use a longsword.
It depends
It
on.
depends on type.
Yeah.
True.
No, it says rogues' proficiencies are simple weapons, hand crossbows, long swords, rapiers, and short swords.
Oh shit.
Ah, yes.
Her
That's-
proficiencies
that's
do
just
not
straight
show
up
it.
Yeah.
I am concerned. She is 4
It
levels
depends. Yeah.
What rogue archetype is she? Hold on.
You also need the weapon.
multi-classed. Yeah.
The weapon needs to be finessed or light to get sneak attack.
Yeah. Oh,
She
she's
doesn't have to
also
use dexterity.
interesting. Anyways,
Hmm.
For example, you could use a dagger with your strength score and still get sneak attack, but just because it's a dagger.
Mhm.
Yeah, longsword's considered a martial weapon.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's why they can use it.
yeah.
Technically, she can, because if I remember right, even when you multi-class, you still gain the proficiencies as far as
Well,
like,
it's-
armor and
Some
weapon.
of them, it depends on the class.
I think it depends on what class you start with. Since she started with wizard,
What is the come here multi-class?
Yeah,
I
that's
have
what
the
I'm looking at
multi-class
too.
now.
Yeah.
Rogue, she needs a 13 dex. Efficiency bonuses. For Rogue, she got light armor, 1 skill from the class skills list, and a thieves' tools. That's all she got. That's why she can't, and she doesn't have it on there.
Gotcha.
Paladin. When I took the Paladin, I got light armor, medium armor, shield, simple, and martial weapons.
Huh. Wizard and sorcerer give nothing if you multi-class into them. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know.
That's
So
some bullshit.
he's going to look at you and all Stalverk.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's going to look at Huffle. And then look to Letari and David. What? How many items are Letari and David attuned to?
Why must you ask me these kind of questions? Just his gloves.
Okay, because he rolled a 24 insight check, that's why.
I need to verify things because I can't I apparently didn't write down what was attuned and what wasn't. The magic pin from way back that is supposed to help with the control problem and it definitely didn't help with the control problem. I don't think that was an attunement.
I don't believe so.
That one was the advantages against like any charms or wisdom saves, attacking the mind and stuff like that.
Yeah, that one was not attuned.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it is because I have it as well.
My sniper's eye.
That is not.
Okay. Amulet of Sanctuary, which never comes into play because I keep attacking.
Yeah, you roll insane on freaking initiative half the time.
I did.
And you're attacking before they attack.
I have a +8 to my initiative. What do you want?
Take it easy, whammon.
I don't remember if the amulet is attuned. I think it is.
I don't have it attuned. Because I got mine from Stalverk.
Mm-hmm.
True.
It's also only got like a 15 DC.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
I think Animus is the only thing that might be attuned.
Yeah, that's what was my... That's what I was wondering. Because I am pretty darn sure that...
Yeah, Animus is attuned. That is definitely an attunement required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Most amulets that I'm seeing on D&D tune.
Which amulet is this?
Amulet of Sanctuary, the one that David had.
That was not attuned.
Yeah, I don't think that was an attunement.
Okay.
That was one as far as I made up.
Both the
that was a passive ability.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think as soon as you attack it ends until the next day, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
It was a nice thought, and Letari just is constantly going
It's too quick. She has a quick trigger finger. Alright, and second question, what is your AC?
My AC is a 19.
13 here.
Oh, cool. You see Yago use the tip of one of the long swords to kind of hit the ring up and then smack it in your direction, David.
Performs catch.
Congratulations, you own a ring of protection.
Yeah.
All of your saves increase by 1, and your AC increases by 1.
Cool.
Once we decide or how far you gets it, I mean, you just wouldn't be able to wear armor, but you'd have an increased AC.
Yeah.
By probably one for both of you.
So now that we've dealt with him, what do we do about person still in your freezer, Null?
Well, if you have a strong enough diamond, I can bring them back.
Diamond?
Yeah.
Does Yago have a
Simon?
diamond?
You see him start digging through his bag.
Yeah, requires
And a lot of...
1,000 gold.
I wish to point out, a lot of shit starts getting pulled out of his bag.
Good.
Oh god.
You see a rod. You see 2 rods come out of his bag. You see... he threw the cloak on. The cloak's on. 2 long swords are on his side. See 10 bags that look like they're full of ball bearings come out of his bag. You see a bell, a candle, a crowbar, a hammer, a hooded lantern, an oil flask, 10 pythons. I'm not going through his entire
I hope you
Dungeoneer's
know.
kit.
Yeah, I hope you know. Just every once in a while, I keep rolling his hell.
That
He's
is
just standing
fine.
there watching all this.
That's fine. Yeah, he's just digging through. Shit. I lost that in card game. Fuck.
Yeah, I can. We'll just pick that up.
I'm sure we can probably ask around. Or
He quickly starts
talk
shoving shit back in his bag.
Mm,
Good news.
By the way, he has a long inventory list, so I keep doubling checking through everything. It's like, I could have missed it.
You know, we could raid the place and see if there's any hidden around here.
true.
We could.
Not wrong. Good.
Yago, you want to go on a search and find us a diamond?
As soon as he puts the last thing in his... He is putting the last thing in his bag. As you say that, and he looks up. Steal?
Yes. Well, it's not stealing anymore.
It's
Yago
literally.
does not
Technically,
steal, he
both people-
liberates.
Yeah, technically both
liberates.
people who own this place are dead, so nobody technically owns anything right now.
And to procure item.
You go procure item.
He just stoically walks away.
Well, I
By the
think
way,
that'll be faster
this-
than us searching.
By the way, this poor bandit here, you should see like a massive puddle of blood just has leaked out from him from like 2 massive wounds. Since Yago critted the poor man twice.
It's fine.
Fair.
Puddles
Like-
is slowly devouring the bodies.
It's just fine.
Good luck, Cuddles.
I'm just going to roll several investigation checks. I'm going to say, though, I will roll those in the background. It's probably a good place to call it.
He-
I still, unfortunately, work tomorrow. That is the downside. I would keep going if there was no work. But soon, that would not be the case of having to work. Because soon, I will have days of vacation,
Alright.
and I will be at home.
Mm.
Concern. So much concern. I don't.
Don't have concern. Just dead bodies. But yes. Thank you guys for coming out. It was a fun.
Uh-huh.
It is time to torture people with more background RP stuff, and as I get fed ideas. Yeah, if I get fed ideas and stuff, it's going to be fun. It's going to increase the amount of torture I can send to people.
Stalverk has questions. Nobody to answer them anymore.
Yeah, right? It's like,
He didn't get to see as much, man.
Hip.
He only got to see a little bit. He wants to know.
Well, he will.
I don't like it. This is gonna be a bad time.
No,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Be a wacky wild adventure.
I don't know. They've already proven they can pull us into the same dream.
Yep.
Mm,
That's a concerning thought.
I wonder who
that
these
is
people
very
could be.
concerning.
It's fine. Nobody should see any problems here.
I see many,
That's
and
a lie.
most of them created by us.
Yep.
Anyways, good night, stream.
Good night.
Night, Graham.